سوق بقى واللايف. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Yeah, man. SS. We're back here, and again, it's happening again. And I think you know what time it is. And this one was even brutal. And just to let you guys know, it doesn't matter whether it's in the north, the south, the east, the west, anywhere in Horn of Africa, Meshkadada, you know us, SS. We're on these guys, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, they're doing it again. That's all I could say, and I feel like if real men don't step up and talk about these issues that's plaguing modern Ken, I don't know. You know me, I don't like to brush things aside and pretend that we don't know what's going on. So, lads, big up Mohammed, big up my brother Dusty in the building. Start the word.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, man. Salam diran.
Salam,
Assalamu alaikum, brother. How's it going?
Yeah, big up. Yes, salam alaikum, brother. Yep, in the building. Should we play the video first? 4 minutes, and then we get into it. What you guys saying? So
Yeah,
everyone knows.
Yeah,
Like,
no good tour, no good tour.
yeah, it's right. All right, give me a second. Everyone mute up.
Workload, especially when your team doesn't know who's working on what. But with money,
hooyooyinkii way dhiban yihiin sidaasoo midhan baa nagu dhacaysa maanta marka haddii laga qaato ta dambaa noogu xigta saddexda guriga afarta guriga joogaa la qaadanaya oo loo soo degsanaya ma noqonayso ma doonayno hana laga qaato
waa dhacdo dhif iyo naadir ku ah gobolka Togdheer fal alxandara oo isugu jira kufsi iyo dil iyo habinimadii xalay ahayd gudaha magaalada Burco lagu geystay marxuumad Ogbaad Cali Cabdilaahi oo ahayd ardayad dhigata jaamacadda Burco iyo hooyo haysata 3 caruur ah oo kalinimo korin jirtay Naasir Cali Cabdilaahi oo ah wiilka la dhashay marxuumadda ayaa nooga waramay sida falku u dhacay goorta ay ogaadeen dilka loo geystay marxuumadda.
inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raaji'uun. waxaan ka tacsideynaa familkayga iyo xaafadayada iyo dhammaan qoyskayga geerida ku timi walaashay Ogbaad Cali Cabdilaahi oo gacan ka xaqdarin ku dishay xalay magaalada Burco. Ogbaad waxay ahayd hooyo ka tagtay 3 caruur ah oo wiilala shalay fiidkii ayay ka kaxaysay guriga caruurta laba ka mid ah guriga ayay geysay xalay waxaan sugaynay inay guriga u soo hooyato adigu waxaan weynay xalay toban maqnaanshiyeedaas waanu tagnay saaka subaxnimadii markuu saaka waagu bariyay waxaanu ku war helnay in gabadhaas la dilay meydkeedina yaallo halkaas ninka dilay oo ah eedaysanaha hadda ku xidhan saldhigga dhexe Burco ayaa saldhigga iskeeyay kadib markii uu dilay gabadha kufsiina u geystay saldhigga ayuu tagay wuxuu gabadhaasaan dilay meydkeedina halkaas u yaallaa sidiiba ciidanku ku raaceen intay isagii warbixintii qiraalka hay'adkii kaga qoreen bay israaceen waxay tageen goobtii ka dhacay falku intaa kadib ciidanku cadeymahoodii iyo siday wax u baadhayeen ayay waxaan ku wuri u howlgaleen waxay sameeyeen isagii bay kaxeeyeen wuxuu geeyey gurigii aynaantu ku dhimatay kadibna ciidanku way iskala qaybiyeen laba qaybood isu qaybiyeen qaybna isagii bay soo celisay saldhigga qolka dilka la geliyey qayb kalena waxay qaaday meydkii oo waxay geysay isbitaalka weyn kadib markii la xaqiijiyay inay gabadh inantu meyd tahay waxaa la geeyey qolka meydka ama talaagada meydka lagu rido muxuu ahaa isbitaalka weyn ee Burco annaga subaxnimadii saaka 7 barkii markay ahayd ayaan ogaanay familkeygana aniga ugu horogaaday kadib markii shaqada xafiiska aan qabtay ayaa xafiiska aan ka ogaaday qofka la dilay kadibna warbixinta ay soo gaadhay ah in gabadh magaca leh la dilay meydkeedina yaala talaagada dhakhtarka weyn ee Burco.
halkan aan hadda hor taaganahay waa halka dilka iyo kufsiga lagu geystay marxuumad Ogbaad waxaana dhinacayga taagan dad ka mid ah dadka deegaanka ee gurigan degan waxaad noo sheegtay adigu gurigan aad deganadeen
ninka Rapist Ahmed Yusuf baa la yiraahdaa guriga waan ku jiraa ninkuna bishakoodeedu guriga soo galay waa laga kareeyay uu nugula jiray habeenkiina cid lama joogin gabadhna uma joogin kaligiiba ku jiray seexan jiray anigu laba habeen inta dhowr habeen biiga soo horreeyay anigu 12 kan soo hoyda habeen badan biiga soo horreyn jiray guriga waan ku soo garaaci jiray isaga iga furi jiray dadna qofkayga iska geli jiray seexan jiray
Naasir Cali Cabdilaahi oo wiilka la dhashay marxuumadda ayaa noo xaqiijiyay warar bulshadu saddex marayaan oo ahaa in ay xiriir ka dhaxeeyay marxuumadda iyo gacan ku dhiglaha
ninka gabadha dilay iyo inantan wax xiriir oo ka dhaxeeyay hore oo aanu ognahay aniga iyo xaafadayda toona ma jirin de dhacdo adigu de annagana argagax gelisay oo de masiibo ah wax kale ku sheegi garamayne
islaamka meel ay joogaanba islaamka madaxweynaha sharafta badan leh inna laga qabto ilmaha caynkaa ku dhacmaya ee hablaha iyagii suuqa maraya markiiba 7 subaxnimo la qaadanayo lagu hoos dilayo guriyo oo lagu kufsanayo lagu bireysanayo inna laga qabto mana doonayno ninkaana waxaanu doonaynaa sida ugu degdega badan leh haddaan hooyo wax dhashanahay waanu ka ooyna waanu ka gubanaynaa in naloo qasaaseeyo qasaaska islaamka loogu qaado ayaanu doonaynaa ma doonayna inaanu daysano ma doonayna in jeena loogu qabto in hortayada lagu dilo oo inantaa tacadiga xun loo geystay haddaanu hooyanahay waanu ka damqanaynaa
meydka marxuumadda Ugbaad ayaa waqti xadirkan yaalla qolka meydka ee isbitaalka guud ee magaalada Burco gacan ku dhiglaha ayaa isaguna ku jira gacanta ciidanka booliiska ee gobolka Togdheer.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
Yo, lads, I'm just gonna say what that Hoya said. Kelligan Mutak Monoso. Kelligan Mutak Monoso, the man of Mutta Somali or Monoso. I see Armina going a bit crazy in the chat as well. Well, you're a Somali sister. I beg you, if you want to jump on and share your thoughts. I love Hablain and anyone else that feels this type of subject. And why I titled this subject why Nigeria and Bangladesh have just announced death penalties themselves to these horrible fuck faces. Should Somalia follow suit? Like, what's going on? So I'm gonna leave it to the rest of the panelists. Please chime in because you know me, I'm gonna start swearing and go for you, into Ayo, but fuck this guy, fam, and fuck these guys, innit? Like straight up and down. Like, what is happening? Well, like, mother, that is just true. That what is going on? What is going on? Should these men like be castrated? There was a Somali woman who used to cut off men's private parts as rapists, so I don't know why we're feeling empathy. There's no empathy for these guys, but these guys keep doing this. Why is it on the rise? Why is it on the peak? You get me? Like how when AS do something, I report. Somali speakers are front line. When these guys do something, we're gonna be front line as well. So any of you pricks that are saying, "Oh, I'm boy, these are your hoyos, these are your sisters, these are our daughters, our cousins, and they're back home and they're not safe." So in reality, what's going on, fam? Fuck this, man. Guys, take over. Someone take over, man. I'm a bit stressed, man. I don't even know.
يا أخي man horta ilaahay u naxariista gabadha dhimatay and bro the case in Bangladesh today they revealed that they have turned over the death penalty for all rapists after I think a case happened there where I think 4 or 5 people they gang raped this one woman. And Bangladesh is a country of 170 to 120, I think 170 to 190 million people. And in Nigeria, this week, I think it was the week before, Amal, they released a law in the Muslim Khaduna state. So the 2 Muslim nations, Bangladesh and this Nigerian Muslim state, have released death penalty, harsh penalty against this inhumane crime. So Anaga as Somali, we're seeing it happen in the south, but had the one different another in the north. Like, when have you ever heard this kind of case happening in Bur'a or in the north? You know,
you know what it is? No, it's not even that. I don't think it's to do with the north or the south or anything. I think like me personally, I think things like this have been happening, and it's like, you know, the whole thing. Now we've got camera phones. Now we're accessible. Now we can make noise. I think before things like this were going on. I'm reporting. You get
I'm
me?
saying,
so I don't think it's
dilka iyo kursiga isla socdeen waa wax la arkay like dunyada hadda imika korbu u socdaane. So the fact that 2 nations have to release a death penalty law, it shows you that there's something on it. Akhi, I'll be right back in it. I gotta do something.
Yeah. Now come back. Yeah. I know. I mean, what did you say? You're too shy, but yo, sis, this affects you. You get me? You're the only girl in the panel right now. I don't know if you're trolling, if you're someone else. Really, truthfully, please, like I'm saying to any of the sisters, please have your say. about you guys voicing things out, yeah, there's no point, man. This is Somali speakers. It's not one type of gender. And this is happening to Hablehena, please, one nila garb tagan nahay. If you guys are, oh, I don't want to speak, I don't want to, please, don't save your comments then. Because it's a bit of a joke thing. Find that a bit ridiculous. Even you, any other sisters want to come and have their say, or anyone that wants to have their say, please have your say. All of this, we're gonna write things down and please. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if you can't stop injustices with your hands, stop them with your mouth or hate them with your heart. One of the three, my brothers and sisters, especially my sisters now, yeah, it's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie to you, fam, and it's really getting on our nerves. And alhamdulillah, I think like it's time we started tackling this and bringing this out in the open, because it's an epidemic what's going on. In the last how many months have I reported this again and again and again and again? Like literally, I spoke about Ilana Aisha, then we spoke about Hamdi what got thrown off. Then days after Maulid showed us there was a little boy, a couple of little boys are getting it as well. So what is this epidemic? Where's it coming from? Why is it on the rise? And that's the questions I've got for everyone else. Like, why all of a sudden it's just peaked out of nowhere? In the last year and a half, it's just case after case after case. Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to say is why is it peaked now? Because now it's not just about the South. If people like, congratulations, newsflash, Somalilanders, it's happening at your doorstep as well. So none of this pointing fingers, none of that shit. Oh, it's happening there, it's happening here. It's all over the gaff, whether it's in Somaliland, Bootland, Djibouti, Horsa, Somali, mainland. So it's all over the gaff right now. So it's an epidemic that we cannot, as men, cannot be quiet about it. And I refuse to be these Muslim communities that shy away from this type of shit. Like, it's the, and then blame everything else. Go forward, let's talk about atheists, let's talk about this. When in-house is burning, start with your own fucking household. And this is getting ridiculous. It's just, I don't know whether it's to do with the internet, whether it's to do with, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know.
Akhi. You know, in the case of Bangladesh, a lot of people, I think they've done a study on it. It's because since Bollywood was introduced into Bangladeshi culture, a lot of that, you know, debauchery waxayo baa usoo galay anshax darada iyo xishood la'aanta iyo waxayo markaas iyaga maantii mamnuuceen. So annaga, I think we can follow suit because population ka yarnahnay. I think if we look at horta, it's encouraging two Muslim countries. Why? The state in Nigeria Muslim, we're Muslim, yeah. Bangladesh Muslim, so we have something in common here. Sharia, then we already know what it says in it. So we know what's gonna happen. So I think even in that video, you know, and she was talking about it. She was saying, "Qisas ken nasi amal." So qisas is the retaliatory thing in Islam, innit? Where you're allowed to take equal measure. So, actually, I think it's about time. Amal, governments can in Somalia, whether north or south, they need to take responsibility and take it, because this case in Bangladesh made international news today. So Somalia is a smaller country than Bangladesh, but it can follow suit. That's what Aniga Sasbilata, and it can follow suit.
We can follow suit, but I don't like I even think Maverick saying prison is not. I don't think prison is enough for these guys. And something I think Brother Cash here saying, look, these men are addicted to pornographic Aki. That's why I think it's a big problem. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, look, listen, like we're saying, what did you say the other day? We're 7th in the African nations, or with the internet thing? I think it was you, Dusty. You're saying like,
yeah, 7th cheapest in the world.
7th cheapest, yeah.
7th, yeah, cheapest.
I can't say this might be a theory. These pricks into God, and they think, yes, this is the way. I don't know, bro. I don't know what psyche it is. I don't know where they get the right to think. And I'm thinking to myself, how does a grown-ass man did you hear what the woman said? The prophet said she left 3 boys on this earth now. You get where I'm coming from? Imagine the psyche of what these boys have to go through. Because now they're going to be
watching. You know what's interesting as well?
Yeah, go ahead, my bro.
The guy, Marco Kahadli, I think, gabadha dhimantay wuxuu dhahay yarka usdhiibay soomaha midka dambiilaha usdhiibay. So isaga keligii isdhiibay intuu dilay usdhiibay. So what kind of psychology is that عمل like into واحد سمين سدا وش كديبه
Do you think I don't know, Dusty, do you think he was intoxicated and then reality hit him? It's like, oh fuck, I'm handsome, man. ما كاسو دمير يا شيء.
أساس بدي أكتر man.
I think that's what I think. I think these guys are off their heads. They're doing this damn thing. You get where I'm coming from. The value of women. I'm not gonna lie to you. What that value is too much somehow. Like I'm saying, so it gets to a situation. I'm thinking to myself, like you're saying, Dusty, that is interesting. The guy handed himself over. You get where I'm coming from.
So I think when you said في الشذا مقارنة بهم definitely سامين ويلي كلية.
I think that has got a big picture to do with
Bollywood. واحد بدن or like all these things is involved. So Bangladesh ما أنت مركو كهدلي نمانكي ريحة بيل كعمل to death penalty for rapists. وي دهن سامين وين كل هذا هاي نمانك psychology جوده. So أنا قلنا do you think Bollywood we consume a lot of Bollywood TikTok واحد عمل.
It is. For example, like this is I don't want to blame certain things, but I think that has a big influence on it. Like these brothers, like I'm saying, yeah, like I know for me, it's just like I'm saying, we all know it. They know these little dollar, they're taking sleeping tablets, blayo, again high off their heads. Kasi Badilia, obviously, maybe the Galalana, Glamba, has a ruggan. You get me? And then boom, it's just like it's all they think in their heads open season. Like Nalton, Hakbon Kule, like where do you get that from?
No, but that's what I'm saying. had that إقامة الأتكيو like what man do you think Amal would go and do something like this? هذا إقامة الأمريكا. So Bangladesh had they introduced the Amal this week. Amal
weekend. There's a straight death penalty. Nigeria, both of them.
So we will see Amal 2 Muslim nations who did it. So I'm saying if we do it, well, I think these cases will go down because Sharia. This is another thing for a message for obviously Murtaddeen, all of these people. مر والله وهي كعبادان شريعة وهي تاي أرحن درو عمل أو قاعد تم لقى شركة رنين أو سيدن نحريس معها. This is like GS وين كان باشي واحد.
So fuck them guys right now. Because at the end of the day,
I'm not even talking about them.
No. Guys like this, the minute Hablo the Kudao, any money that man they will start changing their tone. Because it's not happening to these guys. That's what it's happening. It's because it's happening somewhere far. I can use my intellectual European Western thinking. Nah, bro, these women are getting raped because back home, and men are doing this. Oh boy, I don't know what it is. For me, I say straight castration. An example in the middle of the city. What I'll do basically, I'll rip off their little private parts, make sure they survive. You get where I'm coming from? Chain them around, make them walk around Bagalada in a chain to show everyone, and then I'm gonna execute you. Then I'm gonna smoke you. And that sense of that's because someone I'm not gonna lie to you. Absi one runta one absi ban kala debena. That dollar make and that can absono no. Makaso she will fix up, but that's for me. And I'm talking out of anger. I'm talking out of emotion right now. Because really, truthfully, I don't fuck with these brothers and sisters that are gonna come up here. Let's use our logic and maybe fuck logic, bro. Because when you're out there and they wanna come out and
logic would dictate عمل هذا قف سيدا لودي له عمل سيدا حيوان عمل سيدا حوله لأن عدالة لمريوة يعني قف كي سمي. So شريعة دي okay أخي let me finish here before you come in please GS. ما keep it ready. But listen yeah, I was just saying dadka شريعة دي waxay ka soo horjeeda. Death penalty عمل is light. In America you have the electric chair. In other parts of the world you have the needle. And you have these examples عمل. So nin dambiile ama like qisaas ha ahaato ama si kasta ha ahaato ehelka dadka oo ku dhacan waxan oo kale falalkan oo kale iyagu xuquuq way leeyihiin Soomaa so in la dhageysto way man. So aniga waxaan dhahayaa death penalty عمل wax weyn ma for crime ka sameeyay ku xiran tahay Soomaa.
Sorry, I got someone on the new panelist. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How you doing, Amina?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm alright. Sorry to get onto you like that. Well, it's just right now, it's just adult emotion, and I was like, yo, we need Hablen to start speaking about this as well. It's you know
I
what I'm
know.
on, and we need to tackle this together. I'm gonna go Kuslata again. And I do
Exactly,
apologize to you.
wallahi.
Sorry about that, Walolo.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah. What's your take on this as a female? You're the first female on the panelist. Drop something for us.
I think why this is happening is because there's like lack of knowledge. Um, people don't know anything about, consent, and I don't know, like there's no sex education. It's a taboo, in our culture, in our religion. Well, not in our
Mm-hmm.
religion, but more in our culture, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So men just think, I don't know, they can do whatever they want and get away with it. And then, I don't know, wallahi. I just feel like there's lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. I
If
know,
we
sis. I
made
know.
if we made
I know.
consent more easy to understand, if you made like sex
Mm-hmm.
education something that's compulsory from a young age, but like with Islamic values,
Mm-hmm. That's
then
true. That's true.
men will
That's true.
know. Yeah,
No, that's true, sister. No, I kind of feel you. I kind of dig you because I feel like sometimes having this conversation, I don't know if I don't know whether it's a taboo or apple or it's like it is what it is right now. It
yeah,
is what it is. Right now, we have to come with some type of solutions to stop this animalistic behavior.
exactly,
Because it's starting to come like, you know how I report about Al Shabab every weekend they're doing something mad, yeah? It's
exactly,
starting to get
yeah.
worse and worse. You know, every rape case I'm hearing, like the other one with Hamdi about a month ago, I reported it, yeah? And then a
Mm.
19-year-old they threw off a building.
That's what I don't understand. If you're gonna rape someone, you've
Mm,
you've done the crime, but if
mm,
you're gonna go on and kill that person, then you're a psychopath. Because I do psychology, we see that as someone that's a psychopath. Do
it's
you
like,
understand? There's no
mm,
emotions. There's no. Why would you just
mm.
kill someone? You've already done the deed, but why would you
Why would you
commit
go that extra?
to
I
get it
know.
to that extent? Why would you do that?
Because I think, do you know what they think? Oh my God, after, like, with this guy, yeah? I personally think this guy what did the Ubah, I think the girl's name's Ubah. She's a mother of three, like, and you've raped her, and then the next day you've handed yourself into the jail. Like, were you intoxicated? Did you have a guilty conscience after? Did these guys think, okay, I have to kill her to save my abtayer? And you know them ones.
Yeah, 100%. I
And
think that's the reason they don't want. What if they see their face and then they're gonna go back and then But even
mm-hmm,
even just let her live, let the person live. Do you get it? At least let them
mm-hmm,
live. And obviously, there's gonna be trauma there, but
mm-hmm.
taking their life, it's just too much. Wallahi, I just don't understand it.
And what about this, Amina? What about the thing? She left three boys
Oh,
on this
that's
earth in the
bad.
yard. So imagine this here: you're growing up, watching your mom in the news, because we're living in new technology. It's all over.
Yeah, that's
Every
gonna
single
scar
done.
you. Yeah,
That
that's
is
gonna
gonna
scar
definitely
you.
mentally scar you in the maha. And I'm really thinking about them now. I'm thinking, imagine these three boys growing up knowing that your mom got raped, killed, and murdered
For no reason.
for no
For
reason. Her
no reason. And
murdered.
it doesn't matter. There doesn't have to be a reason for rape. Rape is always wrong. But
Yes, yes.
murder, there's always a reason someone might have done it with intentions or not.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
rape,
it's starting to
I feel like we've become like the new India. I don't know. Like I just feel like we've become the
yeah.
new India because it was so rare for this.
It never. Maybe what it was, sister.
Whether
That's
it's
something I
south,
alluded.
whether it's north,
It doesn't matter now. To me, I've even said this. It
Malamaklik
doesn't
in it. Do you
matter.
get it? We've never
Malamaklichi.
heard of it.
Now it's all over the board. Walalo. It's happening in Bukoi. It's
Happen it?
happening in the Middlesex. It's happening down south. It's happening everywhere. So no one could
Yeah.
say, "Oh, it's this problem or it's their problem." That's out of the window now. We have to tackle
Yeah.
this as a.
What do you think about I think there was a 3-year-old or like a 5-year-old. It was quite
Mm,
recent, and I think a couple of guys, a couple of men,
mm-hmm,
I think they raped or something like that. And
mm,
then I don't know if they killed her or if she's alive. But even
mm.
that, like, how can you be sexually attracted to a little girl that
I know.
that isn't fully developed?
Mm-hmm,
Is it maybe
mm-hmm,
our culture? Is it because like it's okay to marry a girl that's 14, 15? Maybe that's like become the norm, so they don't really
mm.
care about if she's below 10. Do you get it? And even if she's not fully developed, I don't know. There should be like
you know what they think,
regulation, legislation.
I'll be real. A lot of men, Sister Amina, a lot of men probably thinking they had all enough to win. Because the other day I was having a conversation.
Yeah, but
I had to look
that's
at.
a 5-year-old.
I had to look at.
That's a 5-year-old.
I know.
So how do you sexually
I know.
feel anything for that?
For me, it's not even that. With Amina as well, it was her abtiyo. Recently, there was a couple of I think it was a year ago. Amina, one of the girls that got raped. I think she was young as well, and it was her daughter. It was their uncle that was doing this, and I'm like, yo.
So
and then when I heard
her actual uncle, like
her mum's brother, did this to her, and she was about 11, 12, I think, Amina. And then when I saw the 19-year-old Hamdi get thrown off a building, and this was Amina, it was a couple of weeks ago I was talking about this. It's shocked, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know why they did that to the girl with the what's it called, the Hamdi girl? They threw her off the building. I think it was to cover their tracks, to make it look like some sort of like suicide. I don't know. I don't know what was going through their head to do that. Do you get it? Why wouldn't they just like leave her and let her live?
Because what is, I think is when they do the torture, right now, when these men, these animals, these fucking dogs that need to be castrated, when they're doing this, I feel like they don't see this person as a Bil Adam. Can't see, I don't know what they're doing, what's in their head, I don't know what drugs they're eating. I think I think the porn, I think all of this has a factor. These Bulwado have been all the you're chewing. And our country, I'm not gonna lie to you, we're kind of amazing when it comes to the internet. So they're seeing these images, and they're like, these images, and they can't restrict. And the way it's just peaked from 2019 to fucking 2020, it's just sky high. I'm hearing every week there's a mad case happening.
Yeah, and we've become like the new India.
Well, it's become a norm to us now. It's become a fucking norm, and it's bro. This can't run. And this
we've not become the new India. Like that's. There's mass
rape. Being a shy away. No, brother. Let's not shy away from it. And let's not.
No, that's not shying away, but that's an exaggeration. I need to say that we've become the new India.
It will become the new India, and you can look at it.
So what have we become? Where are we heading to?
The new India.
Personally, I don't think.
And then
personally, I don't think it's
little children.
Personally, I don't think this is necessarily new. I think this has just popped up now because of social media and the widespread information being spread. I don't think this is necessarily new.
I think this might be happening. Now we've got internet. Now we've got access. Now there's ways. Now Habla are not being quiet no more. Now the girls are starting to step up and saying, yo, this is happening to us. Now it's being front news. Now maybe it's just we're just being more informed about it. Can we look at that angle? Maybe shit like this has been happening, but just we can get informed.
It's been happening. It's been happening. I don't know. I don't know why you guys act like you're surprised. And I've heard many stories from ages ago. I used to hear stuff.
Of course we're surprised because it's little girls, little boys now. They're getting thrown, killed.
Wait, is it just boys? Is it just girls or is it boys
MB
as well?
Little boys are getting robbed. You know what? After the Hamdi thing happened, after the Hamdi incident, literally 3 days later, these guys they jumped into one house. And Molid was telling us, and it was all over the news. I was listening, I couldn't find it. They jumped over into this house. The women ran out of the house. They left the little boy. They thought in their minds, the mom was just more concerned about the daughters. Everyone get out. Oh my God, they're gonna rape us. She got all the girls out of the house. Next minute later, they come back to Askata. In a Kirabe fooling. They caught them on top of doing their thing to the little boy. Are you mad? So these people ain't stopping. But I don't think they care. So when Muhammad says, "Oh, let's not compare ourselves," okay, true. Let's not compare ourselves. Fuck comparing ourselves to others. It's happening. Let's not.
It's not as worse as India, but it's happening.
No, because they got a bigger population than us. That's why maybe it's not as worse. They got a bigger population than us, but it's happening.
Yeah.
Come on.
Can I just make a point? Especially now that they're starting to kill after raping, which never used to happen.
It was rare.
I just want to make a point.
So just before you say, even Ocean Star, what you're saying, this gang, especially the gang thing as well, we don't know where this is. We don't know. Big up Baba in the building. He says something. It could be, what's it called? It could be possibly a rhetoric from in the dark. I don't even know, bro. I don't even think it's to do with dark arts. Go ahead, GH. You want to come in?
Okay. First of all,
I want to make something firmly clear. Just because there's a difference between when a man rapes a woman and when two consensual adults have sex and you punish them. This idea that somehow because we're for logic that we're against people who kill people, people who rape people being punished. For example, you know what Dusty was saying before. First of all, I don't care if you want to kill people that harm other people. I have no problem with that. If you want to castrate them, I have no problem with that. But the only time that I've spoke about Sharia is when it's two consenting adults. So please don't try to put us in a bracket where we're saying that we don't want punishment for people who kill people, people who murder people, people who rape people. Of course, I want justice for those people. But there is a fundamental difference between people who are consenting adults and do whatever they want to do in their own homes, and people who rape people. So Dusty, that's an unfair, fair example that you're making. And please, guys, there's not one reformer, one liberal, anyone that doesn't believe that there should be justice. What's going on in our country has been going on for a very long time. It's been put under the rug before. Now everything's coming out in the open, and now let's make a movement that can put justice and prosperity towards these people.
Straight up.
Okay, you finished it.
Said.
So,
go ahead,
just to clarify, yeah, I wasn't saying I was gonna add another point to it, but all I was saying is that the capital punishment is something that's fundamental in Islam, and it prevents a lot of things. So so this is what I was telling you last time. And secondly, an adulteress is harming. So if it's a harm principle that you're applying, the harm is there. If you're breaking up a nucleus family, you're harming the society. So the punishment is suitable. So if you're against the concept of killing, you should be against the concept of killing totally. Like Maverick here, his concept is consistent. He says no killing, rapist, pedophile, murderer, and adulteress, whatever. Maybe not adulteress is again in his thing. I don't know, but that's more consistent than your liberal view, which says adultery, fine, two consenting adults square adan. Incest, wala soo gelin karaa marka. Homosexuals wala soo gelin karaa. Wax dhan wala soo gelin karaa. Lakin hadda we're just talking about rape, and this one, I know you mean liberal and all of these other communists, socialists, they all agree that this person should be punished, but how is the question? And today the topic is death penalty. So death penalty, we're saying Islamic way, and killing gun is Islamic of Dimbiliyasha. I don't know if you agree with the adulteress or not. That's upon you. But today that's the topic of. Let me just finish, man. So this is the topic today, and those two countries have applied it, and I'm saying Somalia, we should follow suit. Okay, khalas.
You know what, brother? I understand where you're coming from. I disagree with you because, for me, there's a big difference between the damage that happens when a man cheats on his wife, and then he's killed. And that's, for me, you can't even put in that bracket. What Khalid and what this conversation is about the harm that is happening to young people. It is all around the world. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim or non-Muslim, and how we could deal with that. I just had an issue when you were coming to it that these liberals are against killing and consenting, stoning gay people to death who are consulted adults. Then a guy who rapes a kid, a little boy. That's a pedophile. That's a totally different ballgame. So that's where I was coming. Let's separate the two, and let's move on to the discussion. Let's not make this about us. Let's move on.
Okay. Okay. GS, what's your punishment?
For me personally, when it comes to pedophilia, I would take the sexual organs out.
No, the rape, not pedophilia.
Okay, for rape, it matters the degree of the rape. Did they kill the other person? Do you have?
They didn't kill the other person. They just did rape.
So for me, 20 years in prison would be enough.
So you're against the death penalty?
I'm against the death penalty, and for me, it's not because I have a problem with the death penalty. It's because I've seen it, especially in the West, where you've killed people that haven't committed a crime, and I would rather lock some person up 20, 30 years than killing a wrong person and ruin one life.
That's a weak contention, man.
That's your opinion.
Yes, that's Dusty's point. That was Dusty's point, that you're against the death penalty because of your liberal views.
But
it's
for
not
me,
even liberal though. He's literally he's using a judicial argument. He's saying he's scared of punishing somebody to death because
Getting
he's
it
scared
wrong.
that person might be wrong. Yeah,
and it happens in America
not
all the
even
time.
Guy,
all the time
yes,
is
let's say the
exaggeration.
guy, it's cut and clear. Let's say that it's cut and clear that the person committed the rape. Would you still want 20 years in prison?
But that's the thing, and another thing you have to put. Let's understand, and I'm not trying to. First of all, I'm not trying to stand up for rape. First of all, but let's be honest. There is different levels of rape. So if a girl goes to a club, two consented adults in the UK, they go to a club. The girl's really drunk and he rapes her. I don't think that person should be killed. But there's a difference between sadistic rape, where you physically torture a person. So even with that, there's different layers to it. It's not as black and white as you want to put. Because you could be accused of raping a girl. No, brother, you could be accused of. There's girls that.
Yeah, so you're trying to tell me there's different type of rape, bro? You force yourself on someone without no consent. That's rape, bro.
No, but there's different degrees, and the provability of that becomes harder. The provability becomes harder.
Break that down for me, GS.
Okay, a girl's drunk here. I'm talking about the UK. Or a girl, she's high on weed. You two have sex. She claims that you raped her. How do we prove that when it's two adults? How do we prove that? Because she's saying he raped her. There's no physical statistic. So there is different types of rape. There is different degrees.
There's an investigation.
I have a solution for you. Yes, I have a solution for you. It's very simple. I have a solution for you, right? So what you're mentioning right now is a crisis that's going on in a lot of liberal countries, secular countries in the West, where they have issues with, providing proof or establishing proof on people who've been accused of rape because there's been situations that have been very vague, abstract, etc. So in an Islamic society, in a Muslim society, one of the preempters of these kinds of actions is that we, generally speaking, if we're in a conservative society, we don't allow for mass mingling across genders. That's one of the things that we don't allow for. And the reason we don't allow for that is because, the hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when he said, no man is alone with a woman except that the shaitan is with them, right? If you have these principles in place in Islamic society, in a Muslim society, you can prevent a lot of these things, and you can prevent a lot of these vague situations. You understand?
No, I absolutely understand. Can I come in? Even when you put like hudud punishment, it is so hard to get the evidence for a hudud punishment.
Right, but the issue is here.
You're telling me about.
No, what I'm talking about the society. I'm talking about free mingling, for example.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, just a side point. Yeah, just a side point. GS, do you know why it's so hard? Because of your earlier point. Akhi, just a side point. Yeah. Just a side point to what you said. Yeah. You know why it's so hard? It's because the point of your earlier point. You said, "What if we accuse the wrong man?" This is why the hudud is so hard to That's why it's hard. Yes. So you don't get the wrong man.
It's true, but even let's. So what happens if the hudud punishment? Because to implement the hudud punishment is so difficult. Like even during the time of the Ottomans, I think there was one stoning in the whole of the 500 or 600 years period of the Ottomans. There was one recorded stoning when you look at the records of them, because it's so difficult to get. So now you've come back into my territory where I'm saying rape is very hard to prove. So what's the punishment?
No. These are two different issues. What you're talking about is fornication and adultery. So there's a requirement of 4 witnesses, and the reason for that is because the punishment in itself, the maqsad, the aim is to deter people from committing these actions. It's not actually necessary. It's not actually necessary to punish people, right? Because the punishment in itself will deter people because they will think, and this is a grave action. So in many ways, this is actually it's very hard to establish that proof. It's also of mercy, but it's also deterrent, because people want to see that this is a grave punishment. They'll think it's better to abstain from it. You understand?
I agree with you. It's a deterrent. It's not actually practical to even implement it.
It's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard.
I will say to you, there is lots of false allegations. So this is why when you guys tell me about rape, and I think there's a lot of false allegations that can occur. And I'm not saying to you this. I actually think when it's clear cut This is why when you use modern science, we can actually we have like when you use video cameras, when you have like physical evidence, like that's what I say when it's sadistic, you have proof where he's been physically beaten up. It's a lot easier to prove that and then put that into a prison.
Yes.
Then actually having a punishment that you can't really implement.
But even in those cases, you're right. There are situations where there's like clear-cut proof. For example, if the person has been using physical violence, etc., it's much easier to prove it. Like in a lot of the cases, it's very hard to prove because, and even if you have DNA, right? But the person is saying this person consented and they accepted it. They didn't say anything, and it was not rape. It's still very hard to prove. You understand it?
I agree with you.
That's the crisis a lot of countries are facing. In Scandinavia, they are starting to have a new law, which they call the law of consent. So basically, from now on, anybody who does not have a verbal consent from somebody means they have raped. So, for example, let's say two people, they're drunk, like you said, they have been outside in the night and they go to a room and they do whatever. If the person one of them comes out and says, this person did not, this person raped me, the other person has to prove some kind of verbal consent. So it's now there's a crazy rise in rape cases, for example, in Sweden, because anybody who does not have a verbal or maybe written form of consent from the other party, it's now considered rape. So it's much clearer. You understand? It's clear cut now, which is why there's a crazy rise in rape.
But then what happens there? What happens in those situations is the women have so much power they could literally just they could ruin a guy's life just like that with a fingertip.
But the point is, the argument from their case is, well, we believe the girls more, and we believe the accusers, we believe the victims.
Then it comes down to the idea of you're innocent until proven guilty. This is a universal thing. You're innocent until proven guilty.
But yeah, now the idea of innocence and guilty has been moved. That's why it's been moved.
It's crazy. I'm not a fan of that as well. So that's where I'm coming from. I understand that we should punish these people. That we should put the full force in it. We should give them 20-year prison where it's horrible and horrible conditions. I actually agree with that.
Why?
Yes, brother. We're talking about the death penalty, not 20 years in prison.
But no. I want to ask you a question, Jazz. So you say you don't want the death penalty because you're scared that you're gonna punish somebody wrong. Why not take it further? Why even punish anybody? Because you're still punishing somebody wrong. If you're that scared of punishing somebody wrongfully, why give? How can you justify giving somebody 20 years? What if they're innocent? You've taken 20 years of their life. You can take that further. The whole idea of the justice system becomes pointless.
Sorry, brothers. There's a new panelist, Kush, Mr. Kush. Do you want to come through? You got something to say, bro? Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, brother. Well, I was going to say there should be a preventative measure so people know that you ain't gonna do rape. And just like here, they give drug dealers a bigger sentence than rapists here because, that's what I'm saying, it's a preventative measure.
I hear that.
So in Somalia, they should give one fuck off sentence.
Why a sentence though? Why can't we just straight death penalty, man? Just I'm pointing a bullet through in between your eyeballs.
Penalty. I'm for that. I can't lie. Is this debate like death penalty versus sentence?
For me, it's punishment. Like I'm saying, with Nigeria, look, Bangladesh and Nigeria have taken measures. They said, okay, there's a problem. Rare. Straight, any man that's committed and we find you guilty, you're facing habit in your head.
Yeah.
That's a deterrent.
Yeah, it is though.
It's a deterrent, bro. So right now, this guy if right now in the middle of, I would have been more extreme. I'm from castrating these guys, then killing them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, still.
I'm on that type of vibe. That type of castrate them, rip out their thing, make them walk around Megalada, and then do something dirty to them. And put one in between the eyeballs.
Implement Sharia in Somalia? I don't get it.
Yeah, come on. My brother Ocean says, forget in between the eyeballs, in between the ball bags. Something has to be.
Go on, brother Muhammad.
Go ahead, Muhammad.
I was gonna say the Sharia is very loose. You can pay blood money and get away with it if the two families agree. So really, there has to be a proper law in place. You can't have like half measures.
Yeah.
I hear that. It's either لعتها قادنا صح أما إن قفك لوديليا. I hear
Yeah,
that. I
because
hear
the
that.
family's like,
No, but
you killed my daughter or whatever. Just give me money. It's better than what you going to prison or dying.
Yeah, but then again, that
nah,
person's still
Mohammed,
out there
That's
committing
their
it.
personal affairs, though.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Mohammed, yeah.
in
That's the
Somalia,
country.
they let people do that. They let people like agree on the money,
Yeah,
and
I
the
know.
killer gets out of prison.
Mohammed, yeah. Listen, Akhi, it's the right of the family, because I think you're not the family of the person. Are you saying you're gonna take away the person's family's grievance, Amal? So the person's family, they're the closest to the person. Obviously, they're the ones who are gonna want to exact the revenge. They have the option of taking revenge. They have the option of taking a compensation, or they have the option of leaving it altogether.
Yeah, but
So this is the options.
Dusty.
In a perfect system, that would be like that. But now, obviously,
Yeah, but
واحد جرى وهواي just little jail sentences and blood money, which is not even the real kind of Sharia blood money. So this kind of system,
Yeah.
9 out of 10 families would decide in قصاص قاتل يكأر صدان. Be honest.
yeah, because most of them are maskin. That's why.
That's true. Can I just put something up to as well?
Yeah, but then again, do you know what it is? Yeah, your toll pays for your mug, so it's not even about being masakin, bro.
No, but
we all know Tolka pay for whatever happens.
Oh, but what it also does is it creates a rich versus poor dilemma. A lot of these kids, for example, the one that I can't remember the girl's name, Leona Haristo, the poor girl that died a few weeks ago. One of the guys that killed her, he was from a rich family and he was protected. He was looked after, while the other ones they were taken care of. So there's always that thing between the poor and the rich. Are the poor who need this money, this access to the resources. The fathers who might not actually care about their kids are looking more in the interest of the money. It's a different ball game, and it's something that we have. It's this discussion where even though Sharia, it's not black and white. My point.
Yeah, but GS, you're totally against the punishment. Here, most of us here, we agree on the form of punishment. If the person is found guilty and the family agrees and all the green lights are given, then this person is to be given the death sentence. But for you, your punishment is prison. So you have a totally different argument.
No, but there's also, but my punishment, people can't pay off them. So a person can't commit rape and pay them off with his money, the money, and then that goes around. So my punishment is another side when you're within the system that you're saying that the person who has committed a crime could get away with it. In my one, everyone gets 20 years, hardcore prison, Somali prison, treated like shit. That's it.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Okay. No, 1 second. Okay, imagine he does that 20 years, yeah? Say he's a young brother. He's in his early teens. He's done his 20 years. He comes back like 40 or something, and he does it again.
Yeah.
But you know
what deterrent is it? I'm saying there has to be measures in the place here. 20 years of hard time is just not a deterrent.
I ask you a question, brother. Are you talking about? I missed the beginning. I just came in when you guys were talking about. That's when I came in. But are you talking about murder? So from the incident, are you talking about when a guy rapes a woman and murders her, or you just talking about rape?
No, just rape, I'm
talking about, bro. That's different. 20 years for me in rape, that is significant amount. Now, if you're talking about murder, so if you're talking about murder, it should be life.
No. Look.
Should be life.
We're not talking about murder today. Listen, leave the murder aside. We're talking about a high case of rape. Let's just keep it simple, innit?
Okay, fantastic.
Let's not talk about anything. We're not talking about murder. We're not talking about theft. We're talking about women and this rape epidemic that's on the rise.
Right.
And it's getting brutal. And what they're doing, they're raping and plus they're murdering. So they're doing both. They're doing both right now. They're raping a woman, then they're killing her.
Okay, so when it comes to pure rape, just rape, I would say 20, maybe 25 years of prison. When it comes to murder, I would say for life. You never get out. That would be my thing. That would be my
kill him, bro.
Yeah. Oh my days.
I don't know.
Bro, GS, bro, why should we pay money for them to be in prison? I mean, do you think that's logical?
This is just me. I'm you guys panel I'm gonna be back in
Well, I'd be like, GS, bro. If I think if your sister, you know, you wouldn't want the person to be in jail. Come on, be real. Like you're talking like you're a lawyer. Talk like a human being who has feelings.
I'm a human being. Why? You're right. Why? I would, especially when I'm emotional, I would want that person to be killed. I'll be honest with you. I'll be frank with you guys. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm talking about from an intellectual perspective.
No, but what intellectual point of view? Intellectual has to fly out the window, fam. Like Muhammad said to you, I think you're talking from a position where, because it's not happening to your family, and wallahi, God forbid, I never ever want to wish this on no one, never on no woman on this world. But right now, the video earlier that we played, we saw a brother talking about his sister that left the house, left 3 kids alone, and got raped and killed. And bruv, it's been happening. I reported on Hamdi that got raped and thrown off the building recently. We reported the 5-year-old girl. Bruv, fam, I don't know how to say it, and I'm trying to bear my tongue right now, G. And I'm not trying to argue for the sake of arguing or trying to make a show. It's not about that today. I'm not trying to do that with you, G. It's not about making a show. It's not about being argumentative, brother.
And I'm not arguing as well.
Brother, our women are now. We have to be honest, and this is Somali speakers. We tackle issues that are facing our women right now. And in the past month or so, there's been about 5-6 brutal of these cases. It's been on a rise. Someone in the chat said in the last 5 years, it's starting to peak, but this year it's peaked. And I'm saying Bangladesh and Nigeria have introduced this death penalty. And you're saying, I feel sorry for them. Like my brother said, Samoon, fuck all of that, man's taking them out of the game. I'm castrating you, and there should be a death penalty. I don't know why you're against that.
No, Khalid,
big up Sister Melanated, by the way. Big up Mel's in the building.
Khalid.
Big up my
Khalid.
Go on.
Now you put the idea that what's happened with the person is being killed by a person. That is a different from when you kill a person. For me, honestly, like I wouldn't campaign against the death penalty in Somalia. I don't really care if people want to implement the death penalty for cases like this. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't have a problem with that. The only problem I would have is if people who when it comes to, for example, rape, I think rape for the death penalty, if the person is still alive, if it's not like a sadistic incident where he's burned the person alive or physically harmed there, so that would be my case. But if he's killed there, like the story you just told me, because I didn't watch the whole thing, of course, the death penalty, I wouldn't fight against that. I wouldn't campaign against that. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't myself. I wouldn't say it's 100% fine because there's issues with it. But I would have a problem.
Issues of what, bro? The guy raped a woman.
I would have a problem with that. I would have a problem with that. I would have a problem with that.
Take yourself out of the shoes. No. This latest case that happened a couple of days ago, the woman's left 3 boys left on this planet Earth. Imagine these 3 boys growing up here. They know, the whole world knows your mom got raped and killed. Imagine that psyche. Put yourself in that situation, my brother.
Of course.
Put yourself in a situation where your mom just left you, left to go do shopping, left to go do. I think Dusty, was it 7 in the morning? It wasn't even in the evening. This one was a morning one.
Yeah,
Subah, early in the morning. Like, you know what we do? You've been back home, Somali. All the women, and they go to the market early in the morning. When they drop their kids, everyone goes to the market, gets food ready, because it takes 3-4 hours to get the lunch ready for all the men and everyone, the family, to eat together. We know how our culture works. She's doing it at their gather, shopping gather. She's just minding her own business. This savage guy comes up and rapes this woman, leaves 3 kids behind, and then kills her and then hands himself in. Brother, there's no other fucking. I don't know what psychological. I don't know what else to say to you, bro.
No, but
like,
Khalid, I'm trying to.
Khalid,
give me a second, while. Khalid.
Sorry, pick up Abdul Tahir in the building.
When one person was when you commit rape and you kill the person, when you kill the person, it's different from rape. Wow, like it's different from because Khalid, you're gonna have this situation where you're gonna have these false accusations, especially when it comes to rape, and then you're gonna start killing people that are not killing. I'm talking about from a practical perspective. In that case, I would say I would have a problem if you kill those people. I would have a problem that in that current situation. I would not have a problem. The one you were talking about, the 3 boys, I would have a problem with that. But there's a difference between putting a universal and saying all rape should be killed. That's in my opinion, that's a bit too extreme.
What do you mean? How's it extreme? How?
Because what happens when you have, for example, a sociopathic girl who lies about a bunch of guys and they get killed for raping a person, not killing them, for raping a person.
You're contradicting yourself.
Then?
You're contradicting yourself because GS, earlier you were saying the hudud, it's very hard.
Man.
Yeah, earlier he made the point about Ottoman Empire. He said only one case in like 500 years. So, bro, the accusation has to match the description and it has to be accurate. It has to be a level of witnesses. It has to be this and this. Bro, it's very hard. So I think you're just against the whole punishment being death.
No.
You're just against life being taken. Yeah. 1 second, akhi. Naftan ruuxan la dilay amal cadaalad u baahan yahay. So qofkan la eedeynayo si fiican baa loo marinaya hanaanka ama geedi socodka amal, bro. So it's not just ninkan baa sameeyay hebel. Yeah, grab him. Bang. It's not like that. There's a process, and like you said before, it's very stringent. It's very hard to get the wrong person. In a Muslim society, the morals you uplift is honesty, samaha. The morals you uplift is came to protect 5 things, so it came to protect your life, your wealth, your honor, and these things. And a woman's honor, is like the life of a person. So even if there's no killing, there's a violation of the honor. So the family members, they are free to choose to take qisas. They are free to choose to retaliate. So I think had that. I think so horcheda. I think Kiliu. I think Kiliu. One second. I think Kiliu has so horcheda.
No, I just want to say something really important. No, I want to say something more. So me and Ambi, we had that conversation when we said it's a deterrent. For you want to put a law that's not even, you can't even prove to exist. What I'm saying to us, we can't, following the Sharia that you says, the majority of people will be let off because you wouldn't have the significant amount of proof. So you would have a law that every 500 years, when a case like that happens, once every 500 years, that person gets stoned to death. So let's talk about stuff that we in a society can implement. For example, prison. So your whole argument, the case that you can prove, but what I'm saying to you, Islam is the truth or Dusty, and this is important. Me and MB, when we were having the discussion, MB specifically said to me that the hudud punishment is extremely hard. It's more of a deterrent than an actual punishment. So if you're telling me in 500 years there was one occasion where that person was stoned because they had the evidence, what's the point of having that punishment from a day-to-day activity?
Okay, very good question. So I think waxa eegaysaa gaar ahaan Ottoman Empire shan boqol oo sanadood oo one case amal lagu helay. Taas baa adiga diiradda saaraysa, laakiin saas maaha. Haddaa eegtid umayyad iyo cabaasid iyo waxaan oo dhan, even xadiidkii adiga lagu keenay markii hore laga hadlayay topican amal, waxa lagu keenay markii naagtii u imaaday nabiga sallallahu alayhi wasallam ay ku tiri waxan baa igu dhacay, ninkii lagu eedeeyay isaga bas dhiibay, laakiin wasagu waxa la mariyay shariicada waxa la siiyay death, I think. So adiga hadda waxa dhehaysaa punishmentka death inuu ahaado maaha. So I think killing clear baa kasoo horjeeda. Inta kaloo dhan okay bay kugu tahay as long as an tahay jail amal. So ninkan 20 years amal jail ku raaxaysanaya. Okay, waxa dhehaysaa conditionka adag. Conditionkana waa maxay? Any jail in the world waxa kaaga qaalisan naftaada. So ninkan adu waxa dhahday ka hortagga is better than medicine. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it's true. That's it. Nothing more to it.
No,
deterrent. Deterrent.
No, but and this is important, and I want to put this like precisely. First of all, you said to me that I was only against the death penalty. No, I didn't say that. I told you even if you implement the hudud, that even if you look at the Abbasid Empire, it was highly ever. It was there's only a few occasions even within the Abbasid Empire where a person was stoned for this specific crime that the person that Khalid was talking about. Second, your implementation of the Sharia. Rich families can basically buy out poorer families. There's a problem. That's a weakness within the Sharia and within the Sharia system. A rich family could pay off the poor family, which increases it because basically, if you have money, you know that the person was more likely to take the money than actually punish you. Third, what happens is because in your system that no one actually gets punished, hardly ever gets punished. Second, they could also buy it out. Third, it increases it because then there is no punishment, which is what, in my opinion, creates the mess. There is no punishment.
Bro,
you're mingling a lot of things.
Go ahead, Akhi.
So you're mingling a lot
Dusty,
of
brother,
things.
we have to take. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Go on, Akhi, go on.
I was gonna say, Dusty, we have to take it out of the hands of the families. We can't let them settle and take the money, wallahi. We have to make it clear and cut. This thing will not be acceptable. You know, even it's
Okay,
not
then
even the rape, even the
you're being
murders. The family takes the money.
no هذا غلط قشي هذا معهم هداد كقاعدة family and حقوقه that whoever or like transgression كسمة دات كود ما هذا عادي. Let's say for example somebody's family or like let's say her brother قبل هذا واحد كود عارف الكلام her own brother you're taking away his right عمل to make a decision and you're saying you care more about his sister than he does. أخي that's crazy insanity.
But the thing, it's the image. Bro, Dusty, it's the image. We can't let these people just wander around paying money after raping someone. The image is going to send a bad message of just letting someone get off rape. You know, the deal.
بدنا مقدوم مقاتان bro. بدنا مقاتان ويدي ذا. مقاتان.
The majority of the cases we got that.
واسك شيء قسيني إذا كنا ما ذيك واحد كرانية مقاتان.
It's empty, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. حبسي قدام هلا التورة bro. حبسي قال هلا التورة وسيستمهم. أتي واحد سمعت ديلته وشوى. وحسب الموضوع ما تسمعه. سو واحد اللي قالت لي.
No, but we're saying to you, Islamist Dusty, that because of how hard, because those.
No. Point كا already washed. No.
Let me finish.
مرة بقى يسمع الأليسا point كا.
Let me finish. Let me finish. So basically, what you're saying is we're saying the system that we currently follow in Somalia is the system that you're talking about.
No, wrong. The system here that you're saying is hard to prove, and the ninka edasana. That's the whole point, Amal. Because had the image do waxa abada say ninka western there's levels, degrees of consent jira dhacday adiga daraja u sameeyay. So hatta hadi ninka lagu helo Amal oo ku sameeyay western country, he goes through a consent check somehow. But in Somalia, Amal, it's the same, bro. Whether you do a little bit, this, the whole thing, so the whole thing is it has to be tough to find because we don't want to lock up innocent people. When we don't want to give death penalty to innocent people. That's why it's tough.
Let me address something. Sorry, Jess. You're mixing a lot of things. Like you're mingling a lot of different actions, like murder, your adultery, your fornication. These are different things.
Agree.
You have to separate them. So adultery, your fornication, these are like it's an action between two people that, like you say, they're doing whatever they're doing together. So it's different. And the reason that to establish proof is so difficult is for two reasons. Number one, because if you accuse somebody of something like that in an Islamic society, it can destroy their honor. And it can be very bad for their reputation. And secondly, it is there to be a deterrent, and it's there to deter people from committing this act. This is a different category of actions than murder and rape. So you have to separate the two. You cannot mix these things and then use your argumentation and then just say, oh, the Sharia in itself entirely is vague. These are different actions, brother.
Yeah, WB.
I'll ask you a question. So what?
Democratically,
give me a second. What's the actual Sharia? Do you know the actual? You just tell us for this occasion. What's the evidence you would need? And could you just put a structure out?
Are you talking about rape?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Does anyone know under Dusty? Do you know?
No, actually, I don't know. But we're talking.
If somebody wait, give me an example. If someone's on the chat,
Sharia is not being applied.
Look.
If someone's on the chat, could you please come on?
Exactly.
And try to explain this to us in a clear-cut way, so we have a good understanding.
Sharia is
no. Mobile lobban sidaas loo baaro. Mobile lobban hadaa la fulinayo taas baa ku filan. Adiga waxaad tiri qofkii lagu heli waayo.
No, but when it comes to death, no, Islam. When it comes to death, you do need that.
No,
when it comes to death,
measure. No, okay. So
when it comes to death,
you're talking
about other punishment. When it
standards
comes to death. No, when it comes to death, no, it's not about other standard. Death is the hardest punishment you could commit. When it comes to death, the legal requirement, from my understanding within Islamic Sharia, the legal semantic is incredibly difficult to put. Because most scholars don't even use videos.
Imika, you're saying Sharia is too democratic for you because it gives you too many options. It gives you the option and it gives you the option in a death penalty and it gives you the option in a so Imika adu waxay leedahay okay saddexda option ba miiska ii yaala saddexdaba ka qaad miiska just give me jail. That's intaas ba adiga ku doodaysa.
What I'm saying to you, that can especially when it comes to rape, because from my understanding there is actually no like death penalty in rape if a person's not married. If a person's not married, there's actually no death. There's lashes. There's 80 lashes, from my understanding. If I'm wrong, please correct me. From my understanding. No. I'm talking about when you rape somebody.
That's not true.
You said but okay. Horta Allah alam yeah, because aniga faqih ma لكن isaga wuxuu dhahay horta different levels of rape bashara. So even if that was the case, what's your issue? You have different levels, so so
but because there's gray areas. So for example, when you go to for example in the West, I was talking about, when you have two consultant adults and one girl accuses another guy, it becomes a very hard thing. It becomes very hard to prove that. That's not the same as when a bunch of guys gangs rape a girl, physically assault her, and commit sadistic acts on her. That is different.
Yeah, but WB. One second, Akhiya. WB told him earlier in Somali, there's no system of consensual zina. It's an oxymoron. You don't have consensual zina because the whole society is against zina. So here in the West, you have the zina, so you have this aspect of like in Somali culture, most likely it is because of there's no zina allowed.
No.
Do you not get that? Even if he give you a hadith, wallah.
I'll put another question for you, and I'll make it even better for you. What happens when a guy rapes a girl, but then the guy says it was consensual in Somalia? Do they both get punished?
There's no consensual. Because zina.
No, but if the guy said it was consensual, and you just said to me that there's no zina, and she says he raped it, but the guy says it's consensual, they both get punished.
waxay ku xiran tahay marqaati waxa dhan waa la baaraya. It's not black and white.
Yes, there'll be an investigation.
No, but I'm trying to explain to him where the flaws come and why it is that
there is no flaws. Flaws.
No, it is why.
It
could be manipulated by humans. Wow. It could be manipulated by humans.
Jess, he asked the question.
This guy's asking what ifs too much.
But Jess, he asked the question. He asked the question if anyone knows the procedure. Do you yourself know the procedures? You're talking about it.
From what I've read, that's why I wanted someone to correct me who's more experienced and wise than me. From what I read, that's what I was saying.
I know whatever crumbs you got, bro. Just say you don't know and move on, please. Stop doing this.
I've read some. I'm not 100%. Stop attacking me. Please stop attacking me.
Humble yourself, brother.
Stop attacking me.
Move on, please.
Yes. Brother GS, we're talking about if the person is convicted. You're talking about what if scenarios. We're saying if someone is convicted, the punishment should be
like, for example, Muhammad, this guy that we're talking about today that committed this case that we're talking about today, what happened to Ubah or Bada, it's one of the two. She was walking to Seribida, she got raped and killed. The guy handed himself in. What else do you want, GA? What should we do with that guy?
Exactly.
That one. Listen. Give me a second. On that, just give me 1 second. In that specific cases, if you could put some Sharia on him, I would have no problem with you killing him. If he confessed himself, I would have no problem. No problem. Like, I literally wouldn't care either way. I wouldn't care. Like, if you want to punish him, I actually think it would actually be more beneficial if he confessed and said that I committed this and he confessed. I have no problem with that. But that's not how these guys were explaining it to me.
You said 20 years in prison.
Yes. Akhi, wait. I want to say something.
Go ahead, brother.
These issues that you're mentioning, right? About issues with vagueness and ambiguity. It's not an issue that comes from Islam or Sharia. It's an issue that comes from humans and people. in an Islamic society, there's a lot of things. You can't just take things in isolation and then look at them and say, oh, there's a flaw here. Because the whole Muslim society, in an ideal situation, there's a lot of things that have to be in place. One of the things that have to be pushed is, ideals, principles, people's honesty, like, people that have to be trusted. And all of these things, alongside, the lack of free mingling, the fact that, a lot of these actions, zina and these things are looked down upon, it allows for much less leeway. You understand? So, for example, like Dosti said earlier, the situations in which people, two people who have, let's say, commit fornication, somebody would come and say, for example, it's much less likely in that situation. So the issues that you're describing is not really, you don't have an issue with Islam or the Islamic judicial system. You have an issue with people. That's the truth of the matter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yo, let me just add on to what the brother said. Yeah. On top of this, we're focusing on 2 Muslim countries, that have made the benchmark Amal to punish this heinous crime with the highest punishment, which is death. And so those 2 Muslim countries, as a fellow Muslim country, I think, wallahi, we can do the same, and we can do better. We can do the whole Sharia.
But that's my problem, bro. Oh, that's my problem.
iga raali ahaada waa salaamay kulligiin waa salaamay asxaabta yes asxaab badan joogta qolka qaali ah kulligiin waa salaamay waxaan rabaa inaan fahmo wiilka walaalka MB ugu qoran tahay wuxuu yiri islaamku wadacad buu mariyay kufsiga anigu kuma arkin meel ay ku taalo kufsiga islaamka soo ka hadlaya marka nala wadaagna caawisa inaan fahmaan rabaa asaga wuxuu yiri waqti aan ma bilaabin
waxaas ka iloobiya waxaas ka iloobiya no sorry 1 second sorry MB let me just shakadan gilin waran chochiyo I don't want to hear this tama I know waxa u saajeedid walaalo please it's not about that naga wadankan la xoogiya what is the punishment han ka qabano fuck all your agendas I'm not trying to hear your agendas
yes waan ka hadli doonaa laba qodob baan rabaa inaan ka hadlo ta hore waxaan rabaa inaan fahmo MB macnaha hadalkiisi waxa uu ka waday inaan ka faa'iideysto man rabay hadii jirto waxaan hore u maqlay ma aha dhib malaha waan ka gudbaynaa Khalid wuxuu yiri lagama hadlayo yiri waan ka gudbaynaa
because I know where you guys want to take this conversation actually yeah I'm not
no maya wallahi Khalid waxaan rabay
there's a point walaalo dama aligna waxaan ka dhaadhicinayo marka right now wax si fiican toosan ka dhaadhicay walaalo yeah look this is a problem nagu dhacayso what is the best prevention and solution nadaro maha sharciya waxaan ay tira anigu ruwaayada adiga iyo nomad ruwaayada maanta ila imanna please
you made a good point wallahi either bring a solution and stop criticizing the Sharia if you cannot bring a solution then khatka ka bax intaas waa
خلد هاو قادنينا
because we know your agenda walaalo meel ba u jeeda straight away halka tiri sharciya islam ba ku bilaabtay straight away like no allow that
I did not do any of that.
I've got a really good point.
No, not you. Nomad. I'm just saying I don't want the conversation to go that way. So, guys, my brothers, I know you guys are molecular. You see things from. I'm not trying to go that way.
I think rape is a very serious issue with our people. You understand what I'm saying? I think rape is a very serious issue with our people. So what حقول سنة سويدين لهن حوين هذا أنو حن سويدي أدي ولا شيء واحد سكود عضو ما حن دريم لها. I would want to kill the motherfucker. Simple as that. And I think
dhibaatadan horta wax hore u dhici jirtay hore uma maqli jirin moogtay marka maxaan ku radaa dhibaatadan horta xagee ka timid because maxaan ku radaa all of a sudden shaqooyinkan maxaan ku radaa dumar baa la kufsaday marka dambana inaan beri dhaxaas la googooyay marka dambana guriga lagu soo tuuray maxaan ku radaa checked in front of her house markay soo dilaan they raped her and then and we never used to hear this. First of all, where's the problem coming from?
That is a very good question. That's a very good question.
Where is this problem? Yeah, because this is just happening all of a sudden.
Yeah. Do you think it's to do with Balwadahan and the accessibility of porn? That's one thing I'm thinking.
110%. I think the internet just reached everywhere, and it was kids watching stuff that they shouldn't watch. Or even not kids. Let me not say kids actually. But people are watching stuff that they shouldn't watch, and they kind of performing exactly what they watched on on their own people. Plus, this is a problem that used to happen in the West. And then all of a sudden, exactly similar things ba ka dhacaya maxaa ku raday wadankeena ka dhacay moogtay
Oh,
marka to
oh, well,
begin with
Somalidu ismay kufsan jirin baad leedahay. Is that what you're
Mate,
saying? Somalidu ismay kufsan jirin baad
way isku san jireen laakiin maxaa ku raday not to this
kill, murder,
not killing maxaa ku raday inta gang rape and then maxaa ku raday killing and chucking maxaa ku raday over the roof that is wallahi way to berigood la kufsan jiray markii dambe la kala tegi jiray ma fahantay laakiin nolosha qofka lagama qaadi jirin moogtay laakiin maxaa ku raday yeah no they literally magaaladii ma garanayo magaaladii ma garanayo there was this little girl maxaa ku raday they kidnapped her they raped her maxaa ku raday for days and days and days markii dambe garasa intay maxaa ku raday they chopped her up and literally chucked her in front of her house iyadoo maxaa ku raday chopped up that is way too extreme bro we never used to have that
yeah bro
in yar hadaan ku darsado iga raali ahaada waa horta haddaan niraahno kufsigan weligiis ma jiri jirin macnaha dee nafteenaan been u sheegaynaa waxaan uu jiri jiray waxaan way dhici jirtay laakiin dowladdii markay dhacday kadib waxani wuu soo batay waxa keenayana waa dowlad la-aantii baa keenaysa dadkii sharci ma jiro waxay ka cabsanayaan ma jirto 32 sano soo hadda maraynaa oo bilaa dowlad aan nahay oo qofku ka cabsanaya ma jirto haddana waxa aan u maqleyno wax kale ma aha oo kaliya waxaa fiicnaaday meedihii baa fiicnaaday
I was actually going to ask that actually you see because warkii baa imika isgaarayo waxana wax dhici jiray oo imika laakiin is just maxaa ku raday is everywhere is all social media maxaa news and stuff like that or maxaa it's just coming it's just maxaa coming on the light of day or is it a new thing maxaa ku raday in dadka la laayo because no it's not about the rape I'm not talking about the rape always used to happen maxaa ku raday one of the oldest things maxaa weliga dhici jiray laakiin the killing part is the one that that is mesmerizing
killinka waxaa keenaya something goes wrong macnaha rape baa socday waxaa dhici karta qaylo wax qariyo isleeyihiin killinka waxa keenaya waxa weeyaan yaan leeyahay ogaanin baa keenaysa marka ani ahaanteeda waxaan jeclaan lahaa runtii inaan xoogga saarno qofka hal dil hadii la yiraahdo hadeeda hal saasa ma sii keenayso wixii waxaa ka wanaagsan inaan la fiiriyo maxaa keenaya bulsho ahaan waxan maxaa keenaya in la tartiib la eego laakiin hadii la yiraahdo aan dil la Khaalidow dilku xal ma keeno
I understand where you're coming from but I'm saying at the end of the day ragani deterrent deterrent you know what deterrent
yeah
just in case ragadi aqligooda ku jirto waxaan sameyn doonaa do you get where I'm from daman hadii sharciga taalo okay naag baa xoogtay waxa ku sameysay waa lagu cadeey ko nafta laga saaraya it stops you qofkiiba baqanaya do you understand
Khalid can I add something because
go ahead my brother
I don't know how many people smoke cigarettes but here in Canada they have messed up lung or ghaf dimanaya on the packs of cigarettes as a deterrent for people to stop smoking you understand what I'm saying people still smoke so
but that's your own life that's your own life no that's your own life
I'm making a bigger point I'm making a bigger point I'm making a bigger point please let me land so waxaan taaganay waxa weeyaan a deterrent is I understand that but waxa ka si fiican deterrent to actually fix the source of the problem you understand what I'm saying so if I tell you yo you're going to have a healthier life you're going to run faster you're going to live longer and you understand that you might stop smoking I used to smoke cigarettes and I stopped so you stop smoking because you understood the reasons why you're stopping smoking like in just scaring you can only go so far you understand that's what I'm saying
can I add something to that let me just I'm going to go on and then I'm going to give someone else the floor cool
go ahead
smoking we all know that factors of smoking but we can't smoking and rape. I'm school Canada, bro. Like these men, and it's a pandemic. I'm saying if the deterrent is there, right now, a lot of deterrent is not there. If we make these harsh rules, you caught, you're banged to rights, you've done something, you've committed it, we're taking your life. A lot of people are gonna think twice because the punishment is there. If you know, all right, just in case I might do this, and there's a consequence and there's a punishment, and you know, nafta lega Sharia. I'm not going to do it 9 out of 10 times. Just so no. You're going to realize, oh shit.
way adag tahay runta Khaalidow ma dhihi kareeno qofku hadii waxa deterrent la sameeyo wuu iska deenayaa dadku waxaan waa la qabsi waa maskaxdeeni hami baa ku wada there's so many things waxa ka wanaagsan sourciga in la baaro maxaa keenaya waxaan dhalinyaradii in la wacyigeliyo guurkii hadda qaali buu noqday oo kale ya in la yiraahdo waxaan hal yaan la qaaliyeynin caadi ha laga dhigo dhalinyaradu hadday guur helaan waxaan ma aysan samayn lahayn soo ma waxaan waxbaa shidaya waxbaa shidaya
Galban waxa excuse way
no the gurka wallahi horta gurka the gurka wallahi I agree with him 100% maxaan ku raday in la sii qaaliyo gurka horta maaha because gurka ma garanaysa is kind of a deterrent ma fahantay because maxaan ku raday everybody is maxaan ku raday wallahi rag maxaan ku raday waxa iska leeyahay maxaan ku raday maxaa la raday in hamadu iska leeyahay moogtay and maxaan ku raday hadii gurkii lagu qaaliyo of course you're going to look elsewhere of course maxaan ku raday rape is extreme. But like I think the problem is I agree with in Khalid in a way because we have to have a deterrent festival. Wallahi, we have to have a deterrent. And at the same time, we should have a solution like that like like in the deterrent should be there all the time yeah.
Sorry Mo, panelists, what do you think when Sister Armina said introducing consent to education in Somalia, introducing what the manner of consent is, and having sexual, sexual schools. And I'm not classes. I mean teaching this. At the end of the day, again, in our culture, it's taboo to talk about these things. Whatever.
No, I disagree with what the sister said. Well, with all due respect, sister, point for Anna, like if we're talking about sex education and all of these things in Somalia, we're a Muslim nation. We don't want to teach the children this. It's just going to lead to zina. So the whole point is we're going to protect them from doing this. I think the main thing because after you watch those things, I was watching a video that was breaking it down. There's a whole psychology behind it. marka waxaan daawatid dareenka maskaxda ka dhimata daal baa gashaa caajis baa gashaa marka ka dharagtidna wax kala baa raadinaysaa so marka yeah akhi ha wax baa raadinaysaa bestiality murder this
I don't know if you know so have you heard of what's called Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, have you heard one of his interviews and the reasons why he became a serial killer? I think one of the reasons that he gave was watching porn, and he couldn't he wanted more extreme stuff. You know, the more he watches, the more he gets more. He wants something more extreme. So I think yeah.
Because I just waxay sii daynaysaa dopamine تعمل dareenkaas fiican farxadaas sii daynaysaa marka waa doonaysaa mar walba inaad dareentid sooma so marka taas ay kugu dhacdo let's say for example one way ba u heshaa marka ka dharagtid si kala u raadinaysaa and then trickle on effect ma ka daalaysid
so marka daalaysid maana Sorry, Abdi Dahid, a couple of guys, Fawzi, there's a couple of panelists coming on. Do you guys want to jump off? Or you're not almost then? Does anyone want to make some space? Yeah.
I just want to say this. All this sex consent has, the family. Ilmaha way baraan moogtahay naagta taabanin waxana sameeyeen dadka ilmaha waa la baraan moogtahay marka what the hell is the sex education for? Are we kidding ourselves? No, I don't understand this logic.
That's a good question. I think Nomad said something nice in the exhausted. If we're not even talking about this, how many Somali parents? How many of us growing up here? How many of us?
My parents never talked to me about consent. My parents never talked.
My parents never talked to me about sex. I had to find out. I had to find out sex through my own ways, innit? I had to find out. Yeah, so it's time we need to start having these conversations. Maybe what consent is.
Islamically, we should especially Islamically we should talk about it. There's no problem talking about sex education. What's right and wrong. You should tell your kid the right. You should teach them from the right and from the wrong. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with nothing wrong with
sense, brother.
No, there's nothing wrong with it, bro. There's nothing wrong with it. I can't see anything wrong with it.
No, but hey.
I just have 1 second. So there is a difference between sex education and consent. So let's separate the two. I understand that some Muslim people don't want their kids to be learning about them at school. I understand that. But there is a difference between telling kids, if someone does this and that to you, come and talk to us and we will punish them. So let's separate between sex education and common sense stuff, which is just telling people, no, that is totally different from sex education. So, Dusty, let's separate the two, brother.
Okay,
I agree with you. Sorry.
Akhi, let me just make a point, Akhi. I'll let her come in. Well, 1 second. GS here. Obviously, I think I separated them, and I will say the first one was perfectly normal. Obviously, but the second one, this whole education thing about learning this stuff.
That's a different topic.
Yeah, it's a different topic, but
let's not even get into that. That's a different topic.
Fair enough. It's not my point anyway. I think the sister was going to clarify.
Yeah. She's not here, but it has nothing to do with each other.
No. Yeah, in caruurta la baro oo loo sheego consentiga wuxuu yahay cudurrada xataa lagu kala qaado sida la iskaga ilaaliyo AIDS-ka ilmaha xataa si loo kala koriyo. Sex education waa broad topic waay, hal wax oo kaliya ma aha. Marka caruurta in lala sheekaysto xataa loo sheego khatarta ka imaanaysa. Hadda caruurteenu badanaa ayaga yar bay uur hore ka qaadaan, ma wanaagsana in loo sheego, loo sharaxo dhibka ka imaanaya, khatarta ka imaanaysa, cudurrada sida iskaga ilaalinaysa. Wax wanaagsan waa xumaan uma arko.
When you say consent, you kind of implying that what's it called? Okay, as long as without marriage, as long as they say okay, you can have it. And that's not where we're trying to go.
That's a different topic, guys.
Yeah, consent. The idea of consent.
Come back. 1 second. Come back. Let the sister come back. Amina, can you hear us? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Amina, yeah, we can hear you. She might be having mic difficulties. I think brother Jamil wants to jump on as well. His things just connecting as well. So yeah, let's hopefully wait for these guys. But Dusty, you had a point that you wanted to say if someone cut you off.
No, Akhi, I just had a brief one, yeah, for GS Amal. The whole thing, he makes a good point. He says the whole thing, Amal, with the children, they have a right to say it. That's fine. But the whole sex education point, Amal, the system made it. I think most of us here, I don't know, like H said, Amal, the consent was galan. So if you're consenting to, what you're accepting as a parent, if you allow that, you're allowing zina. There's a door for zina, Amal. So
are you telling your daughter
you should say
yes? Let the sister, your guys.
Can I say my point?
Yeah.
So everyone's got their own opinions, but what I'm trying to say is, if we teach our boys from a young age, it prevents. There's nothing in the deen that says you can't learn about your body. In the Quran, it already says where the sperm comes from. So what is a taboo? Taboo. What the hell? Why can't we learn about it?
Dusty, do you want to reply back?
So
Seeing as you're so
what is the taboo here? Why are we not talking about sex education with Islamic values? What is the problem?
Yeah, but Amina, we're not talking about pregnancies and stuff like that.
You guys are talking
We're talking about rape and murder. You need common sense. You don't need education.
Education is important. It prevents.
You need education.
Education is
for
important.
murder and rape. Education.
Of course we did. Yeah, of course we need education.
Teach them what consent is. Teach them what teach your children what a good touch is, a bad touch is. Do you get it? So if
then you're
absolutely right. With your children, educate them.
So you guys are implying people don't know that it's
in
wrong.
the Quran already where sperm comes from. Why can't we learn about our body? What's the issue?
Nobody has an issue with that though. Nobody's saying it's wrong for them to learn about. At a certain age to learn about these things.
I mean, a good touch is a permissible touch when you're married. Anything before that is impermissible touch. So that's education enough. Like you're supposed to go there.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's be honest though. As Somalis, we are still immature when it comes to sexuality. Voilà. Let's just be honest. Because the people don't talk to. Yeah, they don't talk. No, I'm absolutely with you, Amina. I'm absolutely with you.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So what I'm trying to say is we have to kind of educate the kids from a very young age as to what this is. because ما فهم سنة يقوى. You understand what I'm saying?
It's the
So education
21st
is واحد
century.
مهمة وين.
Yeah.
Education is very, very important. It's for some reason one كحشنا for some messed up reason. I don't know why.
A lot. Look, I don't know if you're listening, but our parents don't really teach us about sex, which is it's a taboo.
Facts.
I get it, but they do teach us from a girl, from a point of view. Like my mom taught me, don't let a guy touch you there. Make sure you don't sit where a guy sat. You get to an extreme. But what I'm trying to say is just teach your children what's consent, what you should do with your wife, and like only with your wife. Do you get it? And with Islamic values, that's what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
No, I don't think anyone has a problem with what Armin is saying, actually. I don't even think Dusty really has a problem with the version that Armin is talking about. I think what happens is, because we're a bit conservative, we conflate zina with sexual education. So we're basically teaching kids that it's okay to have sex. That's where the argument starts
from. Why can't we swap it with, your girlfriend, but swap it with your wife? Why can't we,
that's totally acceptable. I have no problem with that.
Values in it. Why don't we do that?
I have no problem with that. But that's where the problem comes from, because we are so conservative. When you start talking like that, they always look at the Western side, but not the proper Islamic side. And that's where people kind of lash out and say, like, zina, you encourage zina. When you're not even doing that, sister. You're just having a open dialogue with us.
Yeah, Tanzania waxaan ku arkay dhaqan aad u wanaagsan. Labada qof markay isguursanayaan intay isguursanin ka hor waxaa jira meel la geeyaa jirtaba. Nimankana wiilkana wiilal baa odayaal loo tababaraa jiro, gabadhana waxaa jirta dumar loo tababaray.
That's good, yeah.
Ha, waa la soo barayaa. Waa la soo barayaa, waa loo soo sheekeynayaa. Way isguursanayaan dadkani, wada isguursan raba weeye. Laakiin intii isguursanin ka hor, hal week ka hor ama 2 week ka hor baa la barayaa sida mataqaanaa jirkii boodhigii baa la barayaa, waxa la sameeynaya la barayaa, wixii la sameynayo. So wiilkii iyo gabadhii oo khibrad leh yaa isku imaanaya.
But you guys are conflating like
another one problem. I've got a problem with that. I've got one problem with that. Yeah, we're not talking about what's it called marriage. We're talking about somebody what's it called boys raping girls. They're not married. When they're raping these girls, they're not married. You see what I'm going to? This is marriage. We're talking about the next. I have no problem with that. That's very simple. We're talking about why are men raping women? You see where I'm coming from? And
yes, what does marriage have to do?
You have to go to the source. You have to go to the source, though.
What's that got to do with marriage? What's that got to do with marriage? And that has nothing to do with pure probably on drugs. Probably on drugs. So many drugs, but we live with the probably on drugs or on alcohol.
Can I ask you a question, Kicho? Can I ask you a question, Walad?
Yeah. Go on.
Can a husband rape his wife?
Wallahi, I think he can force his wife, yeah.
Okay, so that's exactly why it would be Mihim.
But yeah. That's
a straw man. Malhum bagili say.
Yes, absolutely. That's a straw man argument. That's a straw man argument. Wallahi, this is you move in the post.
Tell me how.
You move in the post.
One at a time. Go ahead.
You move in the post. You move in the post. We're talking about non-married people raping other women. And then on top of it, killing them. So that was the problem that we're facing. Okay, what happens in the household? I have no problem with. inuu ku dilana maaha laakiin waxa sheegay ma ganaysaa waxaan u leeyahay maxaa inta dumar inta kursano marka damana u leeyahay what's the problem ma fahamtay maxaa ina bedelay waxba isbedelay masana weligan ahaan jiray weynoo qorsanayd maxaa ku raday oo imika iska soo baxaysa ma fahamtay bas waxba maxaa ku raday wadankii yimid aynan garanayn oo ma fahamtay maxaa isbedelay.
Can I make a point? I've got a really good point. What I think it is basically when people live in the countryside and the city people. There's a lot of the issues that we're having are people that are in the villages or in the city. And what happens is when you're in the countryside, the Remita, you don't oppress certain stuff within your consciousness. My family, there's not. And when you're in the city, everything's so condensed together. Or you've got all this information. You've got drugs on one side, you've got porn on the other side, you've got repression on the other side. So you have sexual desires that are not being fed because when you're in the city, you marry at a later age than when you're in the Remi. So I think that has a lot to do with where we're at as well.
We're moving away from our culture, I think.
Yeah, we're moving away. If we keep talking
culture-keena
about
waa la
this
isku fsan jiray dee
sex
culture-keena
education.
laisma
waa la
dili
isku
jirin
fsan jiray
inaadero laisma dili jirin
way dhici jirtay way dhici
Yeah,
jirtay ma
inta
oran
gang
karno
rape
dilku
kama
mu
jiri
dhici
jirin.
jirin dilku mu dhici jirin
wuu
inaadero
dhici jiray
maxaa
wuu
ku
dhici jiray ma oran karno
maxayna
dalmar
weligii
batay
yaalahay ma maqan weligii
maya
yaalahay
hadda
ma maqan inaadero
maya
H
hadda
H
waxaa batay
Aniga ma maqli jirin waxaan.
waxa ma
H
maqli
H
jirin
H
anuu runtii waddankana ku soo
don't let
qariya goon
H anaga ma dhihina camal muu dhici jirin. That's not the argument. U dhici jiray of course طبعا لكن hadduu soo batay camal baan ka hadlaynaa. I'm talking about
how
the
soo batay
increase.
and it became more
That's all we're
extreme
talking about. iyaga laakiin waxay ku dhihi doonaan oh waxaan oo dhan weligeed bay iska dhici jirtay. Of course it dhici jirtay. But the whole point anaga sheegana way soo badatay. That's the issue here.
dalmar kufsadkii berigii hore waxaan jira maad garanaysaa nin baa naag kufsay ma fahantay laakiin inta imka waxaa jira maad garanaysaa ina yar baa la kaxaysanaya meel baa lagu soo xidhanaya ma garanaysaa gang rape maxaa ku rahday 10 nin baa isugu tegaya marka dambena maxay sameynaa oh ma iska dil labay tagmeen maxaa ku rahday koobay ka siinayaan haddii kale wayna sheegaysaa because way garanaysaa inta problem way garanaysaa hebel iyo hebel iyo hebel baa loo garanaya mogtay marka dambena way dilaynaa ma fahantay taasi ma dhici jirin adoo haddii runta la sheegayo this is more extreme wallahi billahi this is like maxaa marka okay dhaysayn adaro tomorrow waxay imanayaan maad garanaysaa serial killing baa imanaya ma fahantay marka waxa la odhanaya weliga serial killers weyn ahaan jiray laakiin maxaan ku rahday we just never knew we don't have serial killers runta hadii la we don't have serial killers ma fahantay and this is going towards that wallahi
maya ma oran karno
I want to say something before you guys start. Brother Jamil, your device is not connecting. I beg you change your device. Brother Jamil wants to come on, yeah. Brother Jay wants to come on, yeah. Beg you go on a laptop and change your device. Sorry, Kaka.
waxaan ka waday ma oran karno waxaan ma dhici jirin way dhici jireen laakiin waxaa suurtagal ah oo data ma hayno proper data ma hayno waxaa suurtagal ah in maanta technology-gii facebookgii connectionkii wixii uu batay wax ka dhacay hadda tuulo Soomaaliya ka mid ah isla markaaba inaan ogaano berigii hore aan la ogaan jirin waa waxay laakiin muhiimadda waxay tahay waxaan soo badanaya ya waa in xal loo keeno xalka loo keenaya waxay tahay dhalinyaradii fiiri dhalinyaradeenni in waxan loo sheego oo iskoolka ama madrasada maada kamid ah loo dhigo la yiraahdo gabdhaha ma qasbi kartaan ma xoogi kartaan waxan ma wanaagsana aad u dhigto weeyaan laakiin hadaad tiraahdo u dhigi maayo waan ka aamusi dee dhalinyaradu way isku wax wanaagsan bay u malaynayaan
dalmar
mid kalema darsan karaya can I just add one thing please and I just want us to talk about it. Qiimahaanu siino dumarkeena. Hade, do you think that has to do something with this as well? Maanu qiimeynaa dumarkeena.
You know, man, and you know what?
Yes, no, GS, no. Let Mohammed go. Let Mohammed go, akhi.
Let me. I'm actually on your side for once. I'm actually with the Conservatives tonight. So I'm actually agree with the Conservatives in the aspect which is so. I understand where you and Dama are coming from, but what I would put onto it, and me and my friends, there is like Islamic things that we can do within the country to make marriage more accessible to younger people, so people don't have to rape or do zina. There is a middle ground. We're not going far enough. We're not making it easy for young girls and boys to have sexual relationship in marriage, which is halal. So while they still have the education, there are actually rulings and fatwas that indicate that we have the ability and we should be implementing that, so that we suppress the unconscious, because a lot of the rape comes from the unconscious when you suppress your sexual desires. And I think Prophet said he said that when marriage becomes too difficult, zina becomes increased. And basically when you have this kind of sadistic nature, it means that marriage has become so difficult for the person that he's repressing all these sexual desires, and that's, in my opinion, where it's becoming quite sadistic. Continue, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the laws are too loose. Someone can kill someone, rape, take blood money, and go home. What's in the Georgia? Why? There's no like none of this 20-year prison. We need to make an example.
I find I find maxaa ku radaa prison maxaa ku radaa immoral wallahi billahi dadku waxa la magala saada the death penalty is immoral I find maxaa ku radaa locking up somebody maxaa ku radaa for 20 years in a little cage immoral nafta ka qaadna qofka haduu wax sameeyay ya ka dhamee taas ka dhamee hadii kale iska siida
immoral bas ma lacag aan ugu baxaya moogtahay xabsiga
lacag ba khasaarinayaan maxaa ku radaa cunta khasaarinayaan maxaa ka waste of air wallahi billahi dadku waxa sameeyay moogtay wallahi ama ka dhamee iska siida wallahi
just to add to GS here. Just to add to GS's point, Amali, I agreed with him. Wallahi, there, he said, "Amal, marka gurka lagu adkeeyo, he saw badan sa zinada waa runtii. Wallahi, and on top of that, earlier who made the point about the marriages. I think even Dalmor made that point. Wallahi, but yeah, and when the marriages ka ugu fiican Amal, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam waa kuwa meherka ugu yar Amal, the easiest ones. That's kuwaas khayrka ugu badan leh. So if we increase marriages, it's going to decrease this phenomenon. I would say that's one solution. But another solution is sex education. The biggest deregulation is in the معلمين والله عرفتن because we know that fitna one of the biggest trials that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said no good day umaddan wa women they're one of the biggest fitness, one of the biggest trials for us. So the solution is marriage. The solution is the death penalty, and that's it. Well, that's the two solutions here.
I want to make a comment. Yeah, just a quick comment, inshallah, on what GS said earlier, and a lot of the panelists said. Like, I feel like people are simplifying the issue, like on a very, like a very high level. Like the idea that teaching these youngsters, about consent and sex education is going to fix it. I think it's misunderstanding the actual root of the problem. I believe the situations where these kinds of things arrive a lot of the times is because there's a feeling of lawlessness, like there's a lack of consequences being there. It's not that these people don't know in Gawr al-Kufsal is wrong. Of course they know it's wrong. So you can tell them it's wrong. Like in the issue is there's too much freedom there because this person feels like, for example, in Gawr al-Kufsal he can get away with it. And that is where you see a lot of lawless countries. What happens is even the soldiers, I mean, let's not shy away from it. Even in Somalia, soldiers used to rape girls. And why do they rape them? It's because they get away with it. There's no consequences. Did they go from being any good boys to bad boys overnight? No. Of course they know it's wrong to rape it. Like it's like you allow that freedom, you're susceptible to kind of reality, even if you have taught these people about consent 40 years ago. So this is like a simplification of the issue. We need to have the issue, the root of the problem, in my opinion. A lot of it, there's a lot of issues, like there's a lot of reasons for it. Like one of the biggest issues here is the lawlessness. People think they can get away with it, so they commit these actions. Like you guys are acting like we don't know in Somali community that it's wrong and go look for salah.
qof kasta waxaas uu fahmaya wallahi sharcigeena la adkeeyo waay.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I understand force nimankan moogtahay inaa la dilo waay.
You know what? Give me a second, guys. Yeah. You know what? During this discussion, I actually changed my mind. When it comes to this situation, and for example, when it comes to rape, and the person has been killed in the rape, I actually don't. I would have a problem with you guys. I would have supported myself. I would have a problem if the law of the country was that if you raped and kill a person, that you will receive the death penalty. Like what happened to the poor woman that Khalid was talking with the 3 boys. I would have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem is if we, for example, we say that the line of the law is to kill, but we have all these checks and that never happens because there's not enough evidence to prove them. That's what I would have a problem with. That's why I would have a problem.
Good point. Very good.
waxaan ku darayaa oo kaliya dilkaad ku ordaysan haddaad u fiiriso criminology hadaad u fiiriso dilku xal ma keeno qofkan waxaa laga yaabaa wax khalada xataa in lagu eedeeyaa laga yaabaa.
Wait, can you provide proof of that?
Oh yeah, hada wadamadan fiiri wadamadan aan isticmaalin dilka isticmaalin hada wadamada badana Europeanka badana dil ma isticmaalaan sababta ay u isticmaalaana waxay tahay waxa la ogaaday dilku waxa hadaan ku sheego sababta la ogaadaa waxay tahay dilku inuusan xal badan keenaynin waxa ku jira khaladaad badana ku jira ka dhici kara.
No, that's not proof, brother. You said death penalty is not a deterrent. Yes. You're saying it decrease crimes.
aan kuu sheegay waxaan akhriyay ku sheegayaa waad igu diidi kartaa daarabtid ko halka
I know
arkana
what
waxay tahay
you're going to say Scandinavia they have the low and they don't have high death rates.
no ma sheegay taas anigu waxaan ku sheegay taa ma sheegay waxaan ku tusinayaa oo kaliya ayaga waxay isticmaalayaan halka ay arkeen ko waxa weeyaan qofkan lagu eedeynayo waxaa suurtagal ah inuusan waxaba gelinba dad waxaa jiray 30 sano xidhnaa kadib la ogaaday waxaan inuusan gelinba dambigan inuusan gelinba soo qofkii haddaad disho qofkaasi de hal ma da helin Soomaa
sorry brother I'm sorry
in other hand dalmar that's America that's America ma garanaysa America justice system is so flawed wallahi ana runta ku sheegay nadaro yahay in fact iyagu qofkii sameey hayarada mayo iyaga maxaa ku I've seen them setting up I've heard of police setting up other black people and they've been arrested for years and years and years and years marka damana going oops sorry we made a mistake ma fahantay so that's the American justice system ma fahantay but like I'm just saying what I'm trying to tell you what I'm trying to tell you hayarada mayo if you can prove it without shadow of a doubt ma garanaysa that person deserves to die if you can prove it without shadow of a doubt that person then deserves to die.
On this situation that Khai was talking about, the person who did this crime actually confessed. So in this situation, the person confessed. So there's actually nothing. There's no like leeway. You know, if the person confessed and says that and I want to put this down to in this specific case where the person that has confessed, I believe I have no problem with people putting the death penalty. I have no problem with that. I think it's
Dalmaro, can I ask you a question? Okay, another hand, if you can prove it without a shadow of a doubt, do you have a problem with rapists being killed? If you can prove it without a shadow of a doubt. I'm just telling you. Another hand, DNA rape, you can easily prove it in other because of DNA. Okay, murder maybe you cannot prove, but like with DNA, you just get a swap. That's really easy. And if the person has I'm just asking you a question. I know I'm asking you a question. Would you have a problem if you can prove it without a shadow of a doubt? Do you have a problem of
even better if the person confesses?
Without regardless of how he
let this Dalmar guy respond.
Would you have a problem?
I'm interested in
if you can prove it without a shadow of a doubt, the person has raped a woman, would you have a problem with that person getting the death penalty?
aniga waxaan ka jecelahay in qofkaasi xabsi la geliyo la hubsado kiiska si fiican loo baaro soo ma garanaysid qofkaasi xabsi la geliyo
waxaa ka wala adeey qofka duu
dhamaysto qofka inaad disho waad u raaxaysay waxaa ka ciqaab xun qofkaasi inaad xabsi daa'im ka dhimanayo fiiri ilaa ma doonayo sugde qofka inuu dhameeyay qofka ilaa intuu ka dhimanayo inuu xabsi ku jiro uu silco uu qoobameeyo ayaa ka adag qofka
one problem hada in unusual punishment cruel and unusual punishment ma doonayaan moogtay anu qofka ma doonayaan ciqaab ma doonayaan ma fahamta I'm not that cruel inaan qof immoral inaan qof cage ku dhex rido laakiin animal ma fahantay taa diinteeda iga soo horjeedo moogtay diinteeda igu leeyahay qofkan ma ciqaabi karaysid ma fahantay ka raaxee ma fahantay waxaan taaganahay qofkani magarasa so he doesn't cause this problem ever again waan uga raaxaynayaa isagii ilaahaysa magarasa goodhow marka akhirta magarasa isagii ilaahaysa isla ma fahantay anu waxaan taaganahay magarasa ninkan he deserves to inuu wadanka adduunka laga qaado ma fahantay
waxa ka daran baan ku sheegayaa
adu ciqaabtaada ma doonaya ciqaabtaadu is a bit too cruel for me baan taaganahay ciqaabtaadu is a bit too cruel for me
hecho mid ka daran ku sheego hadaad qiimeynayso MP on sinaya iga raalahow mid ka daran baan ku sheegaya dhaqanka Soomaalidu waxay yaqaanaan ninkii gabadha kufsada in ninka loo guuriyo taamaad eedeysid
tawa ka soo horjeeda
even worst
tawa ka soo horjeeda by me saying maxaa in la
diido is okay hadii ogolaato is fine
No, that's the okay, my akhi.
I'm saying hadii ogolaato bro. You're given no choice. What the hell?
Guys, one at a time.
Hadii ogolaato naagta marka horeba lama reeb garanayo was consent marka. It wasn't actually a rape to begin with. Hadii ogolaato ba.
Listen, let's not talk about things we don't know about.
Ma taqaanaa isku heshiyaan.
No,
Damaro,
I'm
what
saying
you
is,
were saying
to begin
earlier,
with,
what
it
you
wasn't
saying
even a
earlier
rape.
about death penalty, somehow, like your contention is like, you know, one of the classical contentions to capital
Of
punishment.
course, yeah,
People
he's
are saying,
liberal. Yeah, liberal, of course, liberal views.
whatever he's يعني you say يعني you're scared that you're gonna punish somebody or يعني you're gonna execute somebody who is innocent. Like, and this is a weak contention because you at the same time you claim you want to put a harsher punishment on the person. Why punish the person at all if you're that scared of accusing somebody innocently?
Because when
And
somebody dies, they can't come back.
you're undermining the whole judicial system. If your only contention to capital punishment is because you're scared of somebody wrong being executed, this is a weak contention because that means why punish anybody at all? Because you're that scared of punishing the wrong person.
Okay, let me clarify. Laba point baan usoo qaatay oo dadku badanaa Yurubiyaanku ay ku joojiyeen. Koo waxa weeyaan khaladaad baa dhici karaya. 100% waxa adduunka maba jiraba. Khaladaad badan baa dhici karaya. Waxaa dhacay tusaale waxaa dhacay dad 20 sano xidhnaa oo dambi beena lagu eedeeyay oo hadda la ogaaday inuu khalad ahaa dambigaasi. Way dhacday. Kiisas badan baa dhacay. Ha, so because of that Yurubiyaanku way joojiyeen inay qofku iska dilaan. Labo qofka markaad disho waad u raaxaysay ciqaabtii ma dareemayo laakiin qofkana markaad xabsi geliso kama wado wala ciqaabaya musbar baa la gelinaya kama wado laakiin qofkan xabsiga aad gelisay aad ku xidhay ya xanuun badan buu dareemaya wixii uu galay buu dareemaya qofkan xabsin daa'im baad gelisay ilaa intuu ka dhimanaya tiri qofkaasi dhibaato badan buu ku jiraa laakiin qofkan markaad xabad ku dhufato disho waa u dhamaatay waad u raaxaysay qofkaasi.
No, Dama, I disagree with you. Dama, I disagree. I disagree in the sense that first, the reason why.
Dalmar, like how Dalmar's always did how ending your life or Rahakuta, no shit.
No, but guys, that's a philosophy. That's out of the topic. That's a philosophical discussion. Let's not get into that. Dalma, your point, my point is that when a person dies, even if you made a mistake, you can at least give them compensation. You could fix the problem. You could, but when you kill a person, that's why when you're killing a person, the degree at which you have to prove it is far higher. Is because there is no turning back. There is no there is no correction. That's why the degree is so hard, and that's why I think people that if you have, for example, if you have the policy that we have, you have either you pay somebody off or you kill the person. If you put that off, what happens is that there is no punishment because first of all you won't have the legal requirements or the proof to kill the person because it requires such proof. Second, when you pay them off, it creates the lawlessness that Muhammad's talking about. So that's why a third way is the prison because then you're able to correct the mistake.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily correct the mistake. And
it
first
does.
of all,
it does. In 20 years, you pay a person £1 million, he's off. You pay him £50,000.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily, bro. Your alternative is not any better. And the difference between the two is that at least with the blood money, the family has a say. Okay, with the prison, nobody has a say. You're just putting this guy in a prison. So he,
and repeat offenders.
Exactly, there's repeat offenders.
But then,
and I just want to make a point. I'm gonna go off, brothers. Thank you for the discussions. I just want to say one point. Dalmaro, what you said about the rahes and stuff like that. You have to understand though, punishment or like a punishment for a crime in a particular society. It has many objectives. Muqtai. It's not just about punishing the person. So you have to look at all the determinators. And one of the determinators is that it has to be a deterrent. And we know, regardless of who says it, there's different societies. You have to look at the context. Death penalty in different societies, sometimes it doesn't work as a deterrent because there's many other factors that play into it. Like, generally speaking, in a well-functioning society, death penalty definitely serves as a deterrent. So there's many objectives to it. Anyways, brothers, I'm off, inshallah.
My Sergio, how feels
Muhammad, always a pleasure having you on the panel.
Have a good night, brother.
Listen, brother, the family cannot decide.
And I think he's left here.
Listen, the family.
Sorry, can I just answer one question? Habon Ali, yeah? Habon, I don't care where it's happening, whether it's in the north, the south, the east. Habla hada are getting wala hugiya. Dumr Somali bala hugiya. Yal Somali bala hugiya. So let's not make this into a Qabila thing, whether it's the south. I'm a lander just like you, Walolo. Yeah? It's happening all over the gaff. Until your own sister or something happens to you, some people don't understand it.
Khalid, is it a Qabil thing or is it a government thing, though? Is it a Qabil thing or is it a government thing? Because no,
it's
no, no, no,
nothing
it
to
doesn't.
do
It doesn't.
with
You're right.
Qabil.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Somali man, it's right. But I think maybe the north has an established government and the south doesn't. Maybe that's what
But
she's
it doesn't
alluding to.
matter, man, whether it happens in the north or the south or any single person, yeah. Somali. Fuck your Qabil, fuck where your imaginary flag, fuck the Somaliland flag, fuck the blue flag.
Oi.
It's
Respect,
happening.
man. Respect Somali.
Fuck all of that, bro. Fuck all down that route, fam.
Well, when it comes to this, I agree with Khalid. Well, when it comes to this,
Bruv, I don't care if the woman's a soft Darod, Howie, or whatever.
No, but do you think an established? Do you think a government and lawlessness
it doesn't
contributes
matter
to
whether you've got an established
It kinda
government or
helps,
whether
yeah.
you've got government. It kind of helps, but listen, it does not matter. At the end of the day, we've got an epidemic that's happening.
Yeah.
Somali speakers, we highlight this, whether people like it or not. It's been happening. I've reported about 4 or 5 incidences that right now we were just on the hangout, we were chilling, we're like, fucking hell. Like, we looked at this video, I said, nah. If I report it on Hamdi, doesn't matter. Wallahi, look, listen, I've got my own personal views about Somaliland, whatever this bullshit in it, yeah. About this division, all of this crap in it, yeah. Put that to a side. Get that out of your fucking heads right now, yeah. It's Nagas. It's females, not even Somali women. I don't even care. It's females around the world. Like I'm saying, Bangladesh and Nigeria have set pace right now, yeah. So that's what we're talking about. I don't care about whatever division side you're from. So I carry on, lads, man.
Can we go back to the question I had asked the panel? I had asked the panel a question, and the question I had asked was, as Somalis, do we value our women, and does that have anything to do with this?
Of course, we value our women.
Everybody's got brother, sister, daughter. Of course, we value. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, no, I value our women. You guys value our women, but I'm talking about culturally. Do you believe that the Somali woman, culturally,
new nomad,
dad gaalo manihi moogtahay. We're not gaalo anaka waxaan dad muslimiin ya akhi. We value our women, of course.
haddaa fiiriso maamahayada hadallada Soomaalida waxaad ku arkaysaa waxyaalo badan oo gabdhaha bahdilaya ya gabar gunta kaaga
no one second wallahi you will see the opposite as well run wayaan laakiin waxa arkaysaa opposite kama so adigu waxa diirada saartid baa helaysaa Soomaa so gabayaha heesaha jacaylka waxa dhan wallahi kama ma naga daamaan qiim badan bileeyihiin
runta aan fiirin xoogaa
adaa hoos u dhigaya
Soomaali ahaan waan yasnaa in macnaha kor loo qaado oo la yiraahdo hal sinaadaan la yiraahdo xaq ha yeeshaan la yiraahdo waxay keenaysaa in waxan uu yaraado gabdhaha waa la yasaa runta aan soo sheegay
no
sen xaq walahi wallahi nomad sometimes nomad sorry waxaan jeclaa dalmar
waa dalmar
yeah sorry dalmar waan jeclaa yeah sorry yeah dalmar yeah sometimes waxaad u qaadaan maganaysaa si meel isugu dhacay maganaysaa aybaad meelan loo jeedin wallahi sometimes u qaadaa sometimes I agree with you sometimes I don't agree with you wallahi runta hadan sheegay and sometimes I think you should say to antagonize people yeah I've never seen I've never heard of dumar la yasayo Somalia okay different rules apply to men and women I can understand that lakin xaq ma laha what do you mean xaq ma laha niyo hooyo way dhashay walaal baan leeyahay ciyaal baa inan baan leeyahay what makes you think intaaba inaan xishmeynahayn
yeah hey intuusan ka jawaabin ani wuxuu ka wada waa la garanay waa caddahay simnaantan uu ka wada wuxuu ka wadaa sida west ka camal
I know yes liberal
so I think su'aasha hortaba I think ba qaab darneed new nomad meeshu game ma fiicna because dunida dhan hadda eegtid nimankoo dhan naagahooda I don't think inay siman yihiin sida loo eego laakiin haddaa eegtid khaasatan Somali community camal even Khalid made observation with the Turkish community iyo waxan iyo gacan qaadkiyo baa u fudud tahay Soomaha anaga horta qiimka hableen iyo walaalihi women camal dumarkeena we treat them wallahi if you compare camal wallahi it's not so bad but if we're talking about these rape cases and stuff like this happens all around the world camal we're here tonight addressing it wallahi it's a step forward camal so I would say
with all due respect to what you said, due respect to what I had, I don't think it's a bad question. I think when this with you su'aalada waa in laga jawaabo weeyaan anigu Soomaali baan hooyo Soomaaliyeed baan leeyahay walaalaha dhashay hablo Soomaaliyeed marka igama garanaysid Soomaalinimadii soo matali su'aashan weydiinay waxay dhegeysid wala aan dhameystay iyo dhegeyso su'aashan waxaan u weydiinay may otra taas waa wax muhiim ah weeyaan we're all men right here in this chat right now gabadhi nagu soo birtana way naga baxday soo maaha so Khalid I would really would like to have a female perspective on this since we're talking about them because in it waxay let me tell
you something, yeah. Let me just put the link out. I'm gonna put that link out. We've got 2 more spaces, couple of more, and some of the men will jump off. Any Somali sister that's listening,
I'll drop off for sisters topping on. Yeah.
The link's in the panel. Harbon, stop chatting shit, walalo. Come on the panel, and any girl that has something to say, like Sister Armina stepped up and she said what she had to say. So any of the sisters that have something to say, please jump off. Some of these guys will get kicked off the panel and have your say. Stand with us on this situation.
Please.
Don't let us leave.
Yes,
we need to stand with each other. My sister.
Guys, just let brother
Nomad, can I just give you an answer? Nomad, you know,
Nomad.
Brother speak.
Let's not
Jamil, brother Jamil.
Yes.
Brother Jamil is on the pitch. Well, Alasardo, have you got Remember even yesterday in the park, we wanted to do a video about this, but we didn't have a chance to do it in the park, innit? And you know, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about this video, so we're gonna do something. But again, I feel like this is a conversation I would like to have of Somali sisters and Somali brothers together. We tackle this issue together. So go ahead, brother Jimmy.
Yeah, you know what I think about these cases that has been happening. Way soo bateen gabdhaha Soomaalidana waa la xumeeyey hooyooyinkeen waaye walaalaheen weeye anaga horta dad islaamaan nahay qofka Soomaaliga waa inuu ogaado wuxuu yahay. You have to know your identity, and then wallahi dad fara badan oo Soomaaliya they're going through identity crisis right now because diintoodii bay ka tageen, dhaqankoodii bay ka tageen, tii reer galbeedka iyo gaaladana ma hayaan, tii islaamka iyo Soomaalidana ma hayaan, bartankay fadhiyaan. Markaas waxaa loo baahan yahay Soomaaliya aniga maanta the only solution lagaga bixi karo dhibaatada ina haysata haddii qabiil noqoto iyo hadday noqoto waxa dhibaatada Soomaaliya ka socda ee gabdhaha loo geysanayo xoogitaanka iyo waxaas hadday noqoto waxa weeye asxaabadii nabiga alayhi salaatu wassalaam before Islam they were killing each other just like the Somalis are doing today. Everything that you see right now was happening like pre-Islam. In time of Nabi Iman alayhi salatu wasalam, the only thing that united them was La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah maalintii fahmeen. Ilaahay subhanahu wa ta'ala afarta koone adduunyada ayuu u furay. Rag bay noqdeen uu ka soo baxo Umar ibn Khattab iyo Khalid ibn Walid. Markaas wixii asxaabada iyo salafka rag ka dhigay ee raganimada u yeelay ayaa maanta Soomaali raganimo u yeeli kara. Somali waxay soo tijaabisay dimuqraadiya, al-cilmaaniya, shuuciya, wax kasta inuu soo tijaabinay. Waynu ku fashilannay diidi baynu cagaha kula jirnaa. Maanta waxa ina la haboon sidaynu wadankeena u soo celin karnaa, sharafteena u soo celin karnaa mar kale. Arrintan dumarkan la xoogayo waxaasna waxa lagaga bixi karaa kitaabka Ilaahay oo la dabaqo. Nin kastoo gabadh xooga waa in qoorta loo dheereeyo. Si looga caago gabar Soomaaliyeed oo dambaba in la eegaba adigu wax iska daa in la xoogay in la eego la jaleecaba marka waxa weeye dumarkana waxa leenahay iska raali ahaada because Soomaaliya rag baa baabiyay runta marka laga hadlo dumarka waa masaakiin hooyooyinkeen way nala soo qaxeen mid kasta hooyadiis baa soo korisay caano iyo caanay ku soo korisay mid hooyadii dhuxusha iibiso mid hooyadii caana iibiso hadhow toorana qaar badan oo inaga mid murtadiin baynu noqonnay khaniisiinteenu taageernaa liberal ideas ayaynu taageernaa aabayaashiin iyo awoowayaashiin waxay u soo dhinteen ee sayidku soo halgamay Axmed Guri u soo halgamay ee 900 sano Soomaali u soo dagaalamaysay ayaa ka tagteen mabaadi'diidu baa ka tanaasulsheen war dhaqankiini diintiina u soo noqda Soomaali baa tihiin ummad islaama tihiin wax isku fala
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that's absolutely right. Waxa ugu fiican qofka Soomaaliga haysto waa iimaankiisa.
I've got a question.
Watch these guys. I've got
a question for you. Can you tell us the legal requirements? Can you just tell us the punishment Sharia, if you know that?
Okay. Come on. Sharia. Marka laga hadlo walaal. Listen, I'm going to say this in Somali. Sharia marka laga hadlo. Gabadh marka la xoogo. Shariicada way ku cad tahay xukunkii qofkaas waa in horta marxaati la helo. waayo waxba lama fulin karo haddii aan markhaati la helin. There has to be witnesses. Witnesses when they come forward ay ku caddeeyaan oo ninkaa lagu helo dembi lagu helo xukunkiisu waxa weeye in la rajmiyo dhagax lala dhaco iska badaa in la dilo ninka gabar Soomaaliyeed xooga waa in si xun loo dilo in xabad lagu dhifto waaba loo raaxeeyay war waa in dhagax lagu dilo oo sida baktiga loo dilo waayo wuxuu sameeyay wixii karaamkii ugu darnaa uu sameeyay iminka diinta islaamku dhibaatada inuu haysano dhan qabyaaladoo kale marka iminka laga hadlo.
Brother, I understand. So break it down for us. So waxay tiri darax waa tiri Mr. Makati, just give us like the structure that we need.
Okay, the structure that you need is
for the proof.
Okay, the proof is in the Quran. Surah An-Nisa, Surah Al-Ma'idah. There's a lot of places in the Quran.
I understand that we're all shy from what I could tell, or if those. So I want us to have a clear cut, so we know what the parameters of the discussion is. So when you're talking about punishment within Sharia, you have to have 3 witnesses. Am I right?
Yes.
What else?
It doesn't have to be limited to 3 witnesses. It can be more than 3.
It has to be 3. Can it? Okay.
If there's more witnesses, they can come forward.
Give me a second.
That's the problem. It has to be 3. The maximum was 3, but it can be more than 3.
Jamal, give me a second, brother. So
you mean minimum?
No, Jamal. Inan. She go. Wax joogtaa, media joogtaa. See somewhere. She has no witnesses. But waxa la arkaya inuu ninkani inantan qoofsaday. What do we
DNA, I think.
What do we do?
Okay. We can prove that scientifically by
Yeah, you can prove it scientifically.
Yeah, it can be proven scientifically. Straight.
So still, and this is important that we understand this so that we can go forward. So for example, that happened, you have a man and a woman. There's no physical marks. Who calls today? You don't have who calls today. Within Sharia, you can't stone that.
Why not?
And that's what we're talking about. When I was talking to you earlier, and there's different degrees. This is not my. So in that case, what would the punishment be? If we know the person's done it, but we don't have the enough certificate for the hudud punishment, what do we do in that situation, brother?
Well, brother, it's the same as every law. If there has to be solid evidence. If there's no evidence, then there's no evidence. Even anyone can claim and say, "Oh, he raped me," but there has to be evidence, is it?
But for example,
there has to be evidence for everything. Evidence haduu yahay markhaatiyaha hadii yimaadaan oo sheegaan oo yiraahdaan uu sameeyay. That's evidence. Scientifically hadii la proof gareeyo oo la yiraahdo okay, gabadhan uu xoogay, dhakhtar baa loo geeyay, waa la eegay. arrintan ninkaasi wuu sameeyay way ku cadaatay khalaas wax kale looma baahna laakiin rayb qof dhan baa la dilaya naf dhan baa baxaysa meeshan looma baahna tuhun looma baahna iyo suspiciousness oo la yiraahdo malamala la yiraahdo
so well and I want to get to the point of this, but what happens when in a situation like that, and this is important because in my opinion I don't have a problem through the middle part because it's so hard to prove that there's all these people that might get away with it. Wow.
DNA you can't get away with DNA if you can prove it scientifically. Then you can't get away with it.
He's making the argument.
Absolutely, he's trying to make it hard. It's for argument's sake. هذا واحد.
DNA. حاجات كنتين DNA ده. حاجات كنتين.
What you mean?
حاجات كنتين.
Are you guys for real? Are you guys here just to argue on debate?
Bro, they're just here to argue, man. Wallahi.
They're arguing over argue, yeah? Wallahi, Dummel, you've got your own fucking panel, you've got your own panels. Wallahi, get the fuck out of here, fam. Here's about solution. Dummel, yeah? Yeah? Epidemic, but you get where I'm coming from. Let's not dive. You know, this is what I hate about certain people. They've made this into a battle and egos, but I'm not
here to prove you wrong.
I'm not here to fucking argue with you. Your moms, your sisters are getting raped, and you guys are here just to debate. For fuck's sake, bro.
Khalid, yeah. What? Let me say this.
That's no empathy, or lie.
I'm not here to point score or to prove you wrong. I could be wrong. ما فهمتي? What's the solution? دلمر. That's all we need. ما فهمتي? ما هم حكوا I'm proving you wrong or I'm right. ما فهمتي?
Let me tell you. Fuck all of that. حبلا لحوجي اللي دلي كوبا
Brother Jamal, yeah. I was gonna say, Brother Jamal, there's no Sharia in the Somali government.
Man love to
عشان شيء اسمه كان هذا
Somali government one at a time.
There's no full Sharia متقانة. It's not full in Somalia, so I don't know why you're bringing the Sharia up.
Oh, my whole
Listen, the reason, the Somalia at the moment, Somalia is a secular state. I didn't say that Somalia is a country that's implementing the Sharia.
They were talking about Somalia. I don't know why you're talking about the Sharia for.
The reason why I'm talking about the Sharia is, what I'm saying is that the Sharia is the only solution. I did not say that Somalia is a country that's implementing the Sharia. It's a secular state.
Yeah, but brother, we're talking about real solutions. If the Somali
the real
government
solution
is secular,
is the Sharia. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, but right now the government is
Somalia
secular. We have to talk about real issues.
Yeah, but the Somalis are not
right now, what's the
implementing the Sharia. That's what we need. We need that.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen, brother. Let's talk about how to
That's
fix
the solution.
He just told you how to fix it, bro. He just told you how to fix it.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
Guys,
you
know what? Sorry, and this is one thing. My religious brothers as well, innit? My religious brothers and sisters. Sometimes just to say, we've got this, and then implement, get in, like it shuts solutions down. And I have to agree with the other panelists on this one, innit? Yeah, it is an easy way out. Sharia, kitaban, but that can then there has to be other things, and this is why sometimes I don't really. Go ahead, brother.
You know, Khalid. Yeah, let me say this.
One second, Akhiya. The whole point, of the brother bringing Sharia is the whole point. Is the topic of discussion is the death penalty. The death penalty is within the Sharia. So the whole discussion is encompassed by the Sharia. So when we bring this solution, it's because the solution is already on the table from the two countries that I mentioned above. So the thing is, these guys, they love to criticize the Sharia. They love to criticize, but they can never bring any other solution that's equal to it.
But these guys, what's up to the co say, bro? We all know these guys, and they're here to debate, and they're here to debate. They want to debate, fam. Imam will not lift a finger.
Khalid.
Well, Khalid is right. Khalid is right. You're here for debate. You're here to cause problems.
These are the type of guys. They wouldn't even have the big enough bro. So fuck all of that, yeah. Miss me all that crap, yeah. I don't give a fuck about your Western ideas. I'm out of my deen, and your girls are getting raped, bro.
I agree with you, brother.
I come out here to argue 24/7. Don't even chat to me. Fuck all of that.
My point is, the Somali government is not following the Sharia. So how do we make changes? Because we can't force the Sharia, because it's not going to happen.
Okay, do you have any other solution, bro?
Changes. Let me answer that.
Do you have any other solution? Do you
have
any other solution? Okay, go on. What's your,
Make the laws strict.
Well, can you make it?
The laws are very loose.
How can you make it?
That's what we're talking about, Akhi. Let me speak, Akhi. Let me speak. Yeah, but
you're talking about the Sharia. The Sharia is not involved in the government, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Akhi, I just said that the Somalia Sharia kuma dhaqanto, but it's the solution. We're ubahanahay in wadankina lagu dhaqo right now. We need it.
Yeah, but is it realistic? Is it gonna happen?
Muhammad.
What makes you think it's not realistic?
Guys, just give me a second, please. You know what Brother Jamal and what Dusty said, yeah? In this current situation, we do actually use the Sharia as the guide for the punishments. In this current, both in Somalia, in this current thing, we do use the Sharia. What I'm saying to you, and I keep trying to explain this to you guys, but no one seems to get it. The problem we have is within the Sharia, there's a gap that people can exploit, because as Jamal said about DNA, there is a lot of ulama that will not even accept DNA. There's ulama
they do.
You're lying now.
One thing straight to my heart.
Cheers. We're not gonna go there.
Cheers. You're lying now, man.
We're not gonna go there.
Can you not see what he's doing? Can you see what he's doing?
Bro, you're lying, man.
I'll mute you off my mic, man. Shut up, man. You see what the brother's just doing? The brother's just arguing for argument's sake. He's going around in circles. He's arguing for argument's sake. That's all.
You know what? You guys not be fair.
What do you mean be fair? We're trying to be fair. You're just arguing for argument's sake.
Where am I coming from, brother?
It's normal. It's still here.
No, yeah, no man's still here.
Khalid,
No
please,
man.
brother, please.
So, earlier on you said something earlier on وقتي والله أنا still couldn't forget وقتي واحد كان محاكو هذا هي يمكن أنت panel واحد كوتشر تركب كوتشر ما فهمت إنه بتشر ما فهمت. Of course the reason why of course the reason why this panel is محاكو هذا mainly men is because the problem is coming from men. ما فهمت. The problem is not coming from women. ما فهمت. So what's causing us ما فهمت. And we're trying to ask ourselves what's causing us to do this ما فهمت as men. ما فهمتي والله it's not because we're discriminating against women والله ولا لا
oh no I never said that no I never said that I never said that I never said there was discrimination no Khalid is letting people on
I'm not saying that no I'm not I did not you just tried jumping into one word I said okay in other head okay I take the discrimination back okay لكن because سؤالي يربد ويدي صدق السؤالي يربد ويدي سامبوكت محاكو هذا محي Somali الصوت هاي محي إنه قصينا هاي محي أنا okay the reason why because this panel is because of this
شوف فكرة لازم يعني ولا أنت شوف فكرة
they get this ولا لا you get this because the panel because it's the rape coming from women or men. Of course, it's coming from men, innit? So I'm asking the question. The question is,
men are raised by women. Men are raised by women.
Oh, come on, bro. You know, okay, so you're bringing it back to hold up. So you're bringing it back to women now. Yeah, it's because of women that. You just said it's because of women. Women raising men. That's the reason why men are raping women.
Let me just answer. maxaa ku leeyahay waxa weeyaan haddii aan ka hadlayno sida waakuna su'aasha ka horreysay waxay ahayd dumarkeena haweenkeena miyaanu qiimeynaa baa ka horreysay soo ma su'aasha
waynu qiimeynaa of course waan qiimeynaa adigu hooyada ma qiimeysaa walaalow
boqolkiiba
walaasha ma qiimeysaa inantaada ma qiimeysaa soo maaha
boqolkiiba boqol laakiin dhigeyso walaal
aniguna likewise
way ismaqalna dahayda baa isad maqalna isad dhigeyso waayo waxaan kala wadaarsanayna fikirada soo madari anigu waxaan uga jeedo waxa weeyaan problemkani inkastay raggi geysanayaan heede dumar bay ku dhacaysaa
that's what we're talking about it.
the victims waa dumar weeyaan soo madari waxaan leeyahay markaas si aan ino ku meel qota wax ka rag baan waranahay soo ma meel baan wax ka war arkanaay waxay ina lahayd banidi adanu haweenna qof ruux dumar ay nagu soo birto iyada ina la wadaagto
okay she will ask you why you raping me the question I had okay I'm asking you the question why you raping her marka that's the question because as men ما فهمت that's the question that she's going to ask you so ما فهمت because shakadana dhibaatadu rag ba ka timaadeen
Can I just come in for one second, please? Do you know what? I've got a really good point. I think the majority of the cases why people in Hagesa, people in Somali in general, Jamal, let me finish.
No way, man. No way, brother. No way.
Jamal, have some respect,
no way.
No, have respect.
No way, brother. No way. Wallah. markasta inuu hadluu rabaa rag kala meesha ku jira ragga kala hadlaan.
I just wanted to make one point.
dadka kala hadlaan
let me make his point, man. This guy's سمعت عدكيسو كهلنا. I'm starting to realize what this brother's about. Yo, go on, G.
This is a problem, brother, man. The guy's obsessed.
No, he left. No. We know. We see what he's doing. Go on, G.
Okay, you see what I'm doing. But first of all,
I know what you're doing.
Bro, can I just come in, please? Listen, guys, I absolutely want justice for these people. I have no issue with that. What I'm saying to you is, there is a problem right now, a crack within our system in which people are falling off that crack. First, for example, one of the fundamental reasons why their people are not scared of raping girls in Hagesa is because their families paid them off. Second reason that there's thing is because no one actually implements any sort of law in the country. This is what Mohammed was talking about earlier. So how do we solve this?
waxaan kugu darayaa weliba GS dhaqankeeni oo weliba aan si fiican ahayn oo gabdhihii lagu darayo gabadh baa nin xoogaya gabadhii baa lagu daraya marka pointiga hadaate oo aan ugu darayo waxay ahayd gabdhuhu markii la helo gabdho iyo wiilal xal baa la helayaa gabdhuhu xal bay hayaan soo xalkooda inaan dhageysano oo aan la sheekaysano oo aan fahanno oo xanuunka meesha ka imaanaya aan fahanno wax wanaagsan weeyaan laakiin inaad tiraahdo
Khalid wuxuu lama maanta ma garaysaa any girl maxaa ku hadlay that's on the maxaa kan jump on the panel I promise you wallahi as me hey sub garanaysaa I will jump off the panel I will jump off I will jump off.
هذا
I will
listen
jump
listen
off
let me say this
as long as a girl can come in. لكن maxaa يجي ما soo galeen ma fahantay inagu waxaan ka hadlaynaa the reason why this is happening from men.
Hussein,
bro, are we going to keep talking about the problems? Or are we going to talk about the solution?
Hussein,
are we going to keep talking about the problems? Or are we going to talk about the solution?
We're definitely going to get to the solutions. Hussein, I just
we
don't
need to
understand.
get to the solutions. We already know what the problems are. We already know the problems that we have.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. لكن Hussein, waxaan doonay inta fahmo waxa weeyaan waa waxa diiways. waxaan idiyuuna waxa weeyaan panelka way fiicnaan lahayd inta dumar nagu soo biiraan. What's so wrong with that? I never said Ali Bawdi.
Nobody's stopping them. No, you make it sound like as though we are stopping them. Nobody's stopping them.
I never made it sound like that. I think
connotation of maxaa ku raday rag ban meeshan ku wala nahay maxaa ku raday inagu maxaa ku raday maxay dumarka ma xishmayno marka halkana dumarku ma joogan of course marka isku xigsiisid magana saade dumar ma xishmayno Soomaali dumar ma xishmayso aan dumarna xaga ma joogan of course is maxaa ku raday say anaga ka joojiray I will jump off
السلام عليكم صلوا على الرسول النبي كصليه بلورت النبي كصليه
I will support but don't think I don't know it's like comments that you making
I'm not maybe I can صدق هذا صراحة
one at a time guys man
respect our women
take a breath up
I hate you need to calm down
listen horta Hussein hada I should say something okay هذا sidaa u qaadatay waan ka xumahay sidaa uma jeedin laakiin wax run oo cadaan ayaan sheegaya anigu dumar gurma jiraan xakan waan run hadday soo korayeen annaaba uga boodi oo ay u soo yimaadaan hadalkooga u dhiibsaan soo madad mana oran qalib baa u diidaya mana oran anigu Hussein we don't have the right to put people on the panel so I was not saying qalib baa u diidaya I was not saying that at all so madad
تويتيان واد mahadsantahay
nomad waxa kule marka saraacsan maganaysa we don't respect our women marka tala maganaysa and then why after tala maganaysa the panel
I never said we don't respect our women
new nomad sidoo isaga u fahmay aniga maal u fahmay wallahi sidoo sugu daba raacisay
why is that come on واحد سؤال سويدينو مع عيبا نيهو عدن سؤال سويدينو مع عيبا ما كان سؤال سويدينو سيده وحبا كان ودا عدن أنا Somali waxay tiraahdaa fureer Soomaalidu waxay tiraahdaa nina sib wuxuu yiraahdaa nina sib wuxuu fahmaa soo madani marka dad soo fahanti kuda anigu waxba gama gelintii san wuxuu yiri waa ku joogaya wali
sorry can I ask on this panelist this sister as well
no
I can't even understand what the sister's on anugu like habon like I'm saying the links right there stop being a fucking troll walolo stop with these troll questions links right there say with your chest come on be do what Amina did come on the panel no one's gonna eat you up alive walolo the links right there and have your say and we'll break it down for you man I can't be bothered to type
so do habone so do
and any other sister that's in the panel
وكادية اسمغلني horta ag wala kala faa'iideystaa moogtay rag waaweyn baa tihiin isxishmeeya isdhegaystaniyo ya mid kasta mar buu hadlayaa maanta oo dhan baa ku jiraysaan meesha kowda markaa kala faa'iideysta isdejiya
warunta wallahi
والله لكن ما فايده والله I'm busy
وكادينيو u yara kaadiya marka waxa way matqaana imika waxa ka hadlaysaa the problems that we having one gabdhaha waa la xoogaa odayaal koofiyad baclayaala oo suldaana sheegta ayaa ragga wax xooga lacag ku sii daaya we all know that but we need to talk about the solutions that's what we need to talk about
we need to talk about Jamal, we need to talk about realistic solutions. No country follows the full Sharia. I don't know why you're bringing up the Sharia for. How likely is it going to happen? You have to be realistic, Moktai.
No, it's not even that.
You can't talk like.
Look, like I'm saying, it is beautiful to say, look, Sharia, let's follow this, let's follow this. If no nation's following it, let's come up with solutions. Like Sister Amina said, she came up with one good solution. She says, we don't talk about this as we're young. We all know this. It's not in our culture. It's none of our things. Maybe sex education with a halal version. Maybe coming out. Maybe centers. Maybe talking to these guys. Maybe looking at. Does the internet play a big factor? Stuff like that, bro. Let's be real.
Yo, SS, can I
In
come
the
in next?
world, where's the least
One
rate?
quickly. And you know what? Let me just quickly come in, yeah. You know, marka la dhaho follow the Sharia, yeah, people get scared, amal. They think it's a whole system, amal. So Muhammad, yeah, adiga mid yar baan ku sheegi rabaa. Shariicada marka la dhaho amal, adi shakhsiyan sida noloshaada nolol maalmeedkaaga ula socotid, amal, you stay away from alcohol, you stay away from this, you stay away from that. That's all Sharia. That's your personal Sharia. So amal,
لكن محكمة لو بهاية موقتها.
No, one second, akhi. So marka la dhahayo this whole other section of sex education, all the stuff was adiga waa ka hor imaaday. Waxaa dhahday na sidoo kale marka we talking about dawliga mid ruuxi ma ka hadlay mid dawli aan ka hadlaya, bro. So midkaas yeah, sidan hadda uga hadlayna death penalty-ga waa solution-ka waa shariicada ka mid tahay. So adiga mid inta ogolaatid mid kale ma diidi kartid saaxib. Sidaas ma ku socota. So shariicada shakhsiga, bro. Like, so you personally, Amal, staying away from zina, well, that's your sharia. That's you. What else?
أنا الشريعة هذا متقنة. أنا الشريعة هذا مديت سنة لكن شريعة هذا half أنا مربي.
You already do it.
half شريعة أنا مربي. أما والس.
والله
لو استعمال دونا أما
هل ولا حكوا شيء محمد أنا أقول شيء إلى وحول ليه فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم. شريعة إن بمركات كرتا سمينا سا.
Okay, marka ragana shariicadu way ka soo horjeestaan. Okay, fahmay. Any other solution, guys? Okay, that's okay. No. Okay. Let me actually choose my words. Let me just choose my words. Okay, Sharia is one of the solutions. Okay, is there any other solution that you want to bring into the table?
Investing in mental health. A lot of the problems that we have in give me a second. It's mental health.
Okay, go on, Dalmar.
Mental health, guys. So a lot of the
mental health.
A lot of the problems we have in Somalia is caused by first the war. Because people don't
understand. Yes, why don't you let Dalmar speak, man?
It's okay, واي عادي
هو نقص كده هاي
جيس ولا قدر جيس ولا قدر
نينا شريعة lagu diray anigana number baa lagu diray maxaa ku raday
والله anigana Xuseen baa lagu diray anigana Xuseen baa lagu diray
It's not even that.
والله وايدين عصنمه والله.
It's not عصنمه egos, isn't it? Like
والله وانا عصنمه والله نعصنمه ودانيه وني رجوا وين بتشين اسمق له وحكي
everyone saw what these guys are doing, innit? And what it is, I hope you guys are man enough to say, you know what, my bad, I'm making mistakes and I'm letting my ego get to me.
Yeah, man, real.
It's funny. 40 people are watching you. Everyone's thinking, let me be the voice of reason, the smart. Bro, I see what you dickheads are doing right now, yeah? I've been on the fucking ego's big thing. You got pathetic excuse for men. Fuck hell, man.
أنا waxaan ku darayaa oo kaliya xalka inuu yahay in sharciga la adkaysto in la dhaqan geliyo sharciga kufsiga in la dhaqan geliyo sharcigaas oo qeexaya kufsigu waxa uu yahay qofkii kufsada dambigii ku dhacayo ama shareeca ha ahaato ama xabsi ha ahaado wuxuu yahayba ay caddahay hadhowdi waxaa fududaanayso qofka qareenka ah ee meesha fadhiya yaa sharcigaas inuu raacaa fududaanayso meesha waxaa ka baxayso xeer hoosaadka in lacag la kala qaato in gabadhii ninkii lagu daro in mataqaana qabyaal meesha way ka baxaysaa marka sharciga inaan dejisano sharciga xeer kufsiga in la samaysto waa qodobka koowaad qodobka labaad aan ku darayaa waxay tahay in la yareeyo victimization hadda gabdho badan oo waxaa jira inta la kufsado yaa qarsadaa jiro maxaa yeelay ceeb bay ku noqonaysaa familygii gabadhii la kufsaday gabadhii saana gabadhii baa la dhigna inaan ka dhigno waxaan normal inaan ka dhigno gabadhii la kufsado gabadhaasi waa victim yaanan guurkeeda iyo waxeeda iyo saameyn ku yeelin annaga wiilka u horeeya guursada gabadhaas laakiin hadda waa la ceebaystaa
mid baan ku darayaa
absolutely agree with you on that one wallahi nadar had we shouldn't
horta nomad wuxuu yiri waan sharci la sameeyo horta sharciga marka hore ilaahay baa soo dejiyay kitaabka waxa loo soo dejiyay in la isku xukumo ilaahay baa yiri wa an yahkum baynahum bima ansala Allah ولا تتبع أهواءهم نبي محمد با إلهي كو يري كو حكم كتاب كان سودة جيه دحذو ذا ولا تتبع أهواءهم هووين كوذا يشرعي ذا كلي دجستينا هالراعن قفكو مركو شريعة ذا إلهي كو رغم أيو ولا لا إساقا إلهي كبقيا حمان ترنبت كفغانيسا وحيابها معاسدات كفغانيسا شريعة ذو قفك إيضا تبابرتا شريني بو قفكا سيكو جرا maalinoo dhan buu ilaahay caabudaya qof ilaahay caabudaya oo maxay ahaydeen meel shareeca lagaga dhaqmayo ku nool aad bay u yar tahay inuu qof kale ama maxay ahaydeen gabadh muslimada xoogo waayo qofkaasi dembigii buu iska dhowraya maalintii oo dhan shareecadu ma aha in maxay ahaydeen dadka gamcaha la gooyo ama dhagaxun lagu dilo waa nolol dhan oo loogu talagalay qofka islaamka inay hagto oo maxay ahaydeen GPS u noqoto qofkuna hadduu nolosha ku dhaqmo wuxuu ku dhaqmayaa nolol fiican buu ku dhaqmayaa aakhiriya adduunkaba waayo dunuubto dhan bay ka ilaalinaysaa subaxii markaad soo kacdo adkaartaada akhrisato shaydaan is arki maysaan waa isdayseen shaydaanku markuu saa kuu arko luuquu kaa gelaya nin difaac ku jira baa tahay oo ilaahay subxaana watacaala wato oo maxay ahaydee ilaahay u hoggaansan baa tahay laakiin qofku markuu bilaa iimaan noqdo oo la keeno la yidhaahdo sharciyo kale ha la keeno man made laws waddanka ha la keeno waxa ka dhacaysa waxa maanta ka dhacay xeer hoostaad baa ka dhacaya odayaal koofid baclayaala in la soo karaysto oo salaadiin lagu sheego oo kayska maxkamadda ka soo saaraya lacag hoos loo kala qaato gabdhihii la dulmiyo waxaas oo dhan baa ka dhacaya marka waxa loo baahan yahay shareeco marka laga hadlayo waxa weeye waa noloshii qofka qofku
laguma diidana laakiin just one second
ushan wataaro kale ku dhacaysa moogtay
laakiin diinta walaal hay runta hadii la sheegay maganaysa diintana dad inaan ku xumeena maaha moogtay runta hadii la sheegayo nimanka maganaysa walaal hada maxaa ku raday walaal we came here for a solution wallahi hadaan runta sheegay maganaysa anu waan ku raacsana wallahi walaalo anu waan ku raacsana ma fahantay I have no problem with it laakiin nimanka hadii run la sheegay maganaysa dal martuuri waan ku raacsana oo maxaa ku raday hadii inaan la kufsado Soomaaliya in guurka lagu adkeeyo taas waa qalad wallahi naadaro oo leeyahay intan hore loo soo kufsay lama guursanayo maxaa dhacaya waxay keenaysaa walaal horta lamida walaal waan ku ogolaaday taashan lamida
walaal xaas labaad baan u baahanahay ana guursanayo
walaal waan ku
leeyahay gabadh la kufsaday oo la leeyahay waa la soo kufsaday oo la leeyahay guur ana guursanayo I'm going to marry her I'll be the first one bro waxaan ka hadlayna waxa weeye solutionka you still talking about the problems that we're having I'm talking about the solution
ha hadla sigana si waqti horta ha hadlo
anaan hadal baad igu soo boodaysaa walaal hada maxaa ku this is why wallahi I have no problem wallahi sharci laakiin tadimka sameynaysa ma garanaysaa waa dadka markaaba ka boodiyay marka sharci maqlaan markaaba ay boodiyaan moogtay wallahi billahi si rafiic maaha walaal maanta hadaan kugu soo celceliyo waan fahmaa anigu moogtay qof waxaan maskaxda wax qaadanaya marka ugu horeysa marka ugu tiraado warin waan qaataba waana kugu raacayna waliba ما فهمت وان قاطع وانا كورة هذا 5 seconds later ولا لقيت ولا هذا 5 minutes later مركز exactly أنت كوجو عليه ده وحنا ده ولا taking me for a dumb person أصلا I'm not thick ما فهمت مركز كوميدي دنينا الشريعة متهاي I have no problem with it والله I have no problem with الشريعة I have no problem with it ما فهمت
yeah but the problem is you're talking about the problem only
no the solution ولا solution ku xatimad garanaysa to dalmarim ka yiri ma garanaysa oo maxaa qoraday hadii xitaa inta la xooga ma garanaysa yaan lagu xumeeyay guurka Soomaaliya arag maxaa ka keenaya way ka hadli kartaa goordho marka waxay oran kartaa maxaa qoray ninkaas wii xoogo kale laakiin iyadoo la soo xoogo waxay sanaysaa waan iska aamusayo waan iska haysanaya waxaygi because goordho leema guursanayo ma fahantay
loo baahan yahay dumarkana in la dhiiri geliyo loo baahan yahay
Soomaaliya hada way marka taas baan ugu raacsanay dal marta anigu ilaa garaale taqaanaba Soomaalidu ku mahmada Soomaaliya garaale taqaanaba
he's still talking about the problems I'm talking about the solutions
no that's a solution it's not that's actually not a solution that's actually not a problem that's actually a solution
ها لaba xal
gabdha la xoogay
walaal ma oran adiga ku daray walaal ma oran taa wallahi hadii run la sheego
jamaalo difaac baad ku jirtaa ma dhageysanayninba aan kugu soo celiyo
yaan guurka lagu adkeyn buu yiri
anaga u diyaaraba
aan kugu soo celiyo anigu waxaan iri sharci adag inaan samaysano ama shareeco ha ahaato ama sharci caadi ha ahaado ama kan xeerka maanta yaala ha ahaado sharci adag oo waxaasi fiiri waxaasi qaabka loo marayo wixii loo marayo cad oo banaanka yaala koo waa inaan qaadanaa iri labana waa inaan
adigu marka aan hadle adigu sharci u samayn kartaa ilaahay baa sharci sameeyay
may adiga saad u aragta weeyaan laakiin dadkuna way samaystaan sharciyo
saanu arka maaha aayada ku hor yaalade wa an yahkum baynahum bima ansala Allah wala tattabi' ahwaahum halkeed ka maraysa marka aayada
may aday taas ku taala hadaad leedahay kana ku haysanay wadamo waxa jira
aniga kitaabka
ku sheegay
diin been rogne
kitaabka loo soo dejiyay gidaarada yaalade
moogtahay jabaal adiga wadanka malid ma ogtahay wax ma iska sheegi kartid
waddanka nin
dadka
Soomaaliya
sharci rabaan sharci
waan
ku
leeyahay
maamula
waddanka anaa iskale waan ku dhashaanu
wadanka adi malid yaa what are you talking about
war aniga waxa ay
dadka shariicada rabin wadanka shariicada
no, this is not where we meant to go, Neo. This is not where we meant to go.
aan ka soconno maya qof yaan qof hadduu xumaado in laga daba xumaado ma fiicna
what are you talking about
maya maxamed
waddanka yaa iskale markaas
ما مركز الدين تلو علينا موقت أنا كحالة وبانا موقت الدين مركز
محمد يسوي تيرو كسح سي هرت وكسح سي لكن كسح عليه وها وكسح سي تيرو ما قاس إنه عشر عليه لكن كسح عليه لكن محك هذا أنا محك يصوت ما انتليجنس ما فهمت كسح عليه دور شيء يكسح عليه ما فهمت أوكي ما كان محك مش نوع بانل وين موقتي مش نوع البانل وين محك نقول بقى رأي يقول موقتي مركز رأي نقول بقى سيديستو
ani sharcigaas koowaad baan keenay in ama xalku wuxuu yahay sharci in la dejisto xeerka kufsiga in la dhaqan geliyo labo in laga yareeyo victimization gabdhaha lagu sameynayo ama la leeyahay reerkiiba reer waxa jira family waxa jira gabadhood oo la kufsaday qarinaya oo dhahaya ceeb baad noo soo jiidaysaa ceeb baa family u imaanaysa waxaas oo dhan in laga dhigo caadi normal in laga dhigo marka adinkana ku darsada waxa dhihi lahaydeen xalka
أنا حلقة لها حلقة وحاسليها وحول بودينا مرك تصالين لو دقوا مرك وحاسليها حلقة وحكجرة والدماغ وير الريبكا أفيرينه آخرينه سي وجولستين ريب إنه سودن كذا كدين أنفلو جرينو تبيسك أنفلو جرينو statistically أنفيرينه وير هذا والدماغ وبدن
yeah good point
truth وهجاك حتى ها exactly
سعودي عربية واي ويرتاي
سعودي عربية
فك الرقبة
مركز سعودي عربية محي كل رقمان ما يسوي
فك الرقبة
وحي كل رقمان شريعة انتو بدنا شريعة
waxaan caawadan u xiiqay soo inta ma aha markan waxaan caawadan
جميل adiga waa runta جميل
okay stage wala gusar yasirada wala lagu raacay taas
1 second ya takalo lisweydiinay waxa waay yaa ugu badan America hadda every 73 seconds qof baa ku fsanaya maxay ku dhaqmaan democracy liberalism secularism waxaas oo dhan ku dhaqmaan wax oo dhan Maxamed maanta u doodayo waay marka anaga Saudi Arabia haddaan tusaale ka qaadano
we are on the same page now وهذا نفهمني
because okay Mohammed I didn't know a day because I don't want to put words into your mouth أخي
أنا me as an individual دينت إسلام كوارا موقتها شريعة هذا لكن ملقو معموله موقتها in 2020 Somali government كم وحي استعمالها يعني secular أما half
لكن وحي وحي كهري ما دشري هذا محمد دقيقة يا وحي كهري ما دشري هذا ملا فلانيو ما قرانسا that's in the constitution هذا
constitution كيف
أو Somali عمل وحي شري هذا كهري ما ده ملا فلين كريمك
تبركين هذا بالدلواي
ذاك وضع wax horta shariicada ka hor imaanaysa hadda loo laga dhigo qawaaniin laga dhigo tashriic waa waxan ma la sameyn karo gabi ahaan ma la sameyn karo
tashriic yeah it's a dangerous thing ninka uu fahmay ninka wax muu fahamsan yahay
so
wax muu fahmay war 10 kiiloomitir soo galay dad badan baa wax ku fahmay meesha Allahu akbar
so ku dhaqanka ya once again
marka isagana ku darso
GS ay ugu xigeen kara let me just finish off yeah so ku dhaqanka ya democracy-gan imika Somali ka socota Maxamed ya ana mala dagaalamayi the fact that if they want to implement Sharia afterwards but the fact is yeah imika waa loo diidan yahay waan ogyahay America iyo dowlana ku soo dhacday Soomaaliya haddaan anaga ability-ga haysan lahayn waan sameyn lahayn aniga waan hubatan laakiin imika haddaad adiga aaminsan tahay in shariicada waxaysan ka weyn inaysan jirin wallahi intaas baa kugu filan laakiin hadda imika dangerous waters baa gelaysaa camal because waa dhehaysaa maba dooniyo dagaal camal baa ku jirta so I'm just saying to you akhi don't fall for that don't sharia is not a scary word man
Can I just come in for a second?
Soomaalida they consensus sameeyaan oo dhahan shariicada waa rabnaa aniga I have no choice walaalo anina shariicada mataqaana waa rabaa
Can I just come in for a
That's
second?
it. معناه solution كريب كله عن كهذا النقف solution هاي شيء
لكن
example
maxaa ka
هذا
hadlaa moogtahay solutionka 2020 haddeeraa laga hadlaa moogtahay haddeer sidee
2020
wadanka
maanta reebka yaa ugu yar maxay ugu yar yihiin aan raacno.
But guys, give me a second, please, because we're going around in a circle, and I don't want Khalid to tell me I'm on some sort of hidden agenda, but you guys are going around in a circle. And Muhammad makes a valuable point. Me and Muhammad, we're totally different, man. We have different viewpoints. But in Somali right now, we have a set of problems. How do we solve those problems? When Truth Seeker tells me that we need to follow Saudi Arabia, but in Saudi Arabia, what's the cases that is there a taboo in that society? So we know in conservative societies, there's a taboo. So in those societies, they don't come forward and say this person has raped me, because in those societies, it's just such a taboo around it. That's all I want to say, brother.
Saudi Arabia بدأ كرسيكودا way qariyaan kursigooda. Okay, we can't trust them.
والله Saudi Arabia Saudi Arabia haddii maxaan ku dhahay xitaa haddii halka lacag kaaga dhacdo xitaa ma qaadan kartid because waxa kugu dhacay soogtay moogtay ma fahamtay marka haddii waladka waa laga staba haddii waladka ka dhaco waa laga staba carray wallahi please waladka ka dhacay qaado ma fahamtay iyadoo lacag ka buuxdo you know why because waxa la ogyahay maxaan ku dhahay waxa dad qaatay haddii waxa kugu dhacay la ogyahay moogtay marka aan ogtahay inay qariyaan
ilaahay marka ilaahay quraankiisa wuxuu ku leeyahay walakum fil qisas hayatu.
I know it's just a consequence moogtay maxaan ku dhahay waxa marka ogtahay haddii waxa samaysid in waxaas kugu dhacayaan moogtay waxa dhacaysa maxaan ku dhahay waa ilaalinaysa wallahi caadi waa ilaalinaysa waliba so it's not like inay qarinayaan it's not like inay qarinayaan it's just maxaan ku dhahay you know they're really harsh with it so
maya haddaan dhahna xataa pointigii uu Truth Seeker raadiyey uu yidhi macnaha wadanka ugu reeb yar statistics aan raacin hadduu yiraahdo waxaa jira wax la yiraahdo world population statistics wax la yiraahdo jirto oo sanad walba soo saara rape-ka markuu soo saaray I don't know Saudi Arabia meesha ka keenteen kuma jirto wadanka ugu yar wadan yaroo Europe ayaa ugu reeb yar legis 9 wadanka la yiraahdo ayaa ugu linkii waan soo dhigay iyadana
tiri wadamada
linkiga ma soo dhigayba wadamada ugu hooseeya ugu reebka yar ya waxaa ka maxay ahayd Azerbaijan Armenia Turkmenistan wadamada Serbia legis 9 baa ugu yar maya wax muslim kuma jiro Lebanon baa
Uzbekistan maxay
Uzbekistan kuma dhihin Uzbekistan kuma Armenia
Tajikistan
Armenia hadda kuma dhaqmaan hadda shariica ugu hoday Turkmenistan Serbia Albania Nepal Japan
actually let me actually go through let me actually go through it
okay wadamo tobanka ugu horeeya muslim waa laga helay tobanka ugu xunaa fiirinayna muslim inuu ku jiro ayagana diyaar ma tahay
hala fiiriyo wax walba hala fiiriyo
dhinaca kale
waxa waaye Africa Botswana Swaziland Bermuda Sweden Costa Rica Grenada
Soomaaliya kuma jirto hadda ogow Soomaaliya kuma jirto wadanka ugu sareeya waa Soomaaliya haddii la fiiriyo statistics hadda lama hayo statistics toos lama hayo Soomaaliya
for rape
Soomaaliya statistics lama hayo
waxaan sheegaa
Saudi Arabia meesha ka keentana fahmi la aniga no
listen adaro taana askari oo si qaato nuna waxaan ku raadinayaa Nino man sabab ku dinaya Nino ma wax sheegay maxaa ku dalmar quick question maxaa tiri maxaa ku raadinayaa Soomaaliya iyada ugu sareynaysa rape wise
rape-ka yes hadii si fiican loo baaro kiisaska ka dhacay
wallahi you got that from your back pocket
South Africa ka horeeya moogtahay Soomaaliya
waa run laakiin Soomaaliyana way badanaysaa hadii si saacada fiiri reebkan dadkan ay sheegayaan taabashada xataa wuxuu noqonayaa waqti reeb uu noqonayaa qof gabar naaska laga taabtay qof waxa la sameeyay reebku soo galaya
intaas just runta waa laakiin waxa ka rabaa wadada muslimiinta inay soo saartid Soomaali muslim ma aha adi muslimka la dirsanta dalmar oo ruusa si lagu fiiriyo ilaahay daa laga cabsado
come on aniga wax runaan ka hadlayna walaal
You guys are playing
والله
the game.
بالله
Let
me say this no Somali maanta statistic ma laha raax sax waa laakiin wadamada kale ee muslimiinta oo reebka lambarada koowaad ka soo galeen sheeg
fiiri waxaan kuma xirna muslim iyo muslim la'aan waxaan adiga iska dhaafa
meesha ka dhaca muslimiinta wadamada ku soo dar number 1 India waaye ku soo dar marka adiga
hindida lafkeeda muslimiin badanaa ku jira degan soo moogid
xukunka ayaga malaha waa laga
muslimiinta dalmaro muslimiinta waxa waaye 30% muslimiinta waa 30%.
yes way badan yihiin ha marka waxaan muslim ee gaal ha horta u kala saarina kuma xidhna fiiri
no xukunka waa maxay xukunka waa hindi BJP
yes horta fiiri khaladka qaadanaysana wuxuu yahay wixii baad kala saaraysaan war waxaan muslim iyo gaal ma kala laha reebku waa reeb qof walba sameeya Soomaaliya yaa ka muslim badan
agree with you.
Come on guys
no
ma xidhna waxaan muslim kuma xidhna
dalmar way kala badan yihiin
let me say this Neo dalmaro aniga markaa ku leeyahay reebka muslim daro uu leeyahay waxa quraanka ku jirto walakum fil qisas hayatun al-ayn bil ayn was-sin bis-sin ku jirto ilaa loo saaro just like nafta loo dilo adiga inta ka imaanaysa maxaa objective source ay imaanaysa maxaa taadi
yaa ku dhaqmade walaalo wadan ku dhaqmade
constitution ma ka imaada diin ma ka imaada kashtaanta inta ka imaada maxaa ku celinay maxaa measurement ku subjective ahayn
maya adiga waxaa tiri macnaha saasa ku qoran laakiin yaa ku dhaqma maanta bal hal wadan oo ku dhaqma ishaag runta
wadamada muslimiinta reebka waxa ugu yaraaday tusaale ahaan diinta ayay dhaqan galeen weelashii gabdhihii mareegareynayaan because ilaahay ka cabsanaya hadda ilaahay ka cabsan waayana xuduuday ka cabsanayaan adiga saa markaa u hadlo si kale u hadal oo meesha ka imaadeen ii sheeg
dalmar wuxuu ka jeedo dalmar wuxuu ka jeedo garanaysa at least anagu we have a potential hatta imika ku dhaqma garanaysa we have a potential buu ka jeedo ma fahanti hadii laga yaabo in lagu dhaqmaba
waan fahansanaa laakiin topic tan ma aha
laakiin adiga maxaa ku xidhaya
thank you for coming through
topic daba waa kaas marka laakiin dib aan ugu laabano topiceeni halkeeni dib aan ugu laabano halkii truth ah keenta adiga ee ahaa statistics ka fiirino xal fiican oo ahaa laakiin dad baa hijack ku sameeyay oo markiiba Sacuudiga iyo xaggana la aaday taana xal ma aha runta waxay tahay inaan adduunka taan fiirino sharciyada ka jira fiirino ya sharciga aan u malayn karno inaan ku dhaqmi karno waxaan xanibaya inaan qaadano
horta adigu marka
maanta haddii oo la dhahayo terrorism la dagaalama waxaa la fiirinaa wadamada ugu sareeya terrorism ka guuleysteen tibiskooda la raaca maxaa ku diiday haddii tobanka ugu horeysa waxay ku dhaqmaan lagu dhaqmo
no Tama, can I come in for a second, brother? Look, I don't want to go here. The thing with you guys is if we start telling you the structural problems, all you guys would do is start accusing us of being some sort of on a vendetta or some sort of political agenda. That's what you guys will do. So let's go back to the subject and let's not talk about the religious aspect, because if we start talking about that, you're all going to start accusing us of being some sort of in the closet propaganda, in the closet, some sort of stuff. So let's go back into mental health. Why is it like, what's the effect that mental health, people too in charge, people not getting help for, like if they have bipolar or if they have some sort of crazy mental health issues and they become sadistic, how can we help people like that? Let's change it to that way.
Yes.
No offensive, but in GS rape and mental zero waxba kama dhaxay ku dhahay laakiin xukunahan wax ma ka dhaxay xukunahan xabad ma ka dhaxay
no it does, it has a big effect.
You can't bring mental health, man.
No, because
qofkii gabar reeb garay cadaan lagu helo waali lama dhahay asoo fiyo hada lagu arko xukunka la barsiin abti.
Okay, I'll tell you how this is. Because before a person becomes a rapist, he's probably suffering from some sort of mental health issue. So if we have the right treatment, we can stop that happening before he becomes a sadistic person and kills the person. We could.
GS is right. GS is right. وريا محمد نينكا يا دلمر
AB come in AB.
السلام عليكم. Egypt was actually the lowest rate. Egypt.
One question, guys, I wanted to quickly ask. You know the topic tonight. So Nigeria has passed the death penalty, and who else? Bangladesh. So can I ask the question? Yeah, is that Sharia law? Miyama? What has Sharia law like? The Sharia law expect you to kill someone for rape?
I'll expect Dusty. Do you want to handle this one? I think Dusty will handle this one for me.
No, akhi, I'm not. Well, I'm not a knowledgeable brother like that. So, but it's just this is not. AB سحن بقى فهمتي. This is
no.
Just,
وحن ويدينا وحن ويدينا ولا basically Sharia law ما وحن تري مركا قبل الله كفصدوا وأنا نين لديلا دفنا تيجا is that on the table.
It's on the table, أخي. وحي كحران تهاي ديلك يو ريبك السكوتشر تسمعها. So وحن كهذا لنا ما تمها.
Basically, AB, let me break it down for you. We're talking about the case that's happened in Burqa to a woman called Ubah. She went out to do shopping. You know how back home in Burqa is. And 7 in the morning, she got raped and killed. The guy handed himself over. Uganda,
Yeah,
do you
no,
understand
in
what I'm
that
coming from?
situation. Yeah, no, in that sort of situation, then yeah, he should be killed. He should be the death penalty should
Did
be
he kill her?
If he killed her, then yeah, absolutely, 100%, bro. Yeah,
And he left 3 girls. He left 3 girls. He left the 3 sons behind. So this is an epidemic. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's not an epidemic." Well, it's a problem now. The other day I was just talking about Hamdi. I was talking about Hamdi when she was thrown off.
Yeah. No, I was thinking. Do you know what I was thinking, Khalid? Yeah, in my view, I was thinking, yeah, we need a consensus. Yeah, I mean, we need a consensus, wallahi, and an understanding amongst not just as a nation, yeah, but as a people, as a Somali people, yeah. Rape is a heinous crime. We need to agree. Rape is a heinous crime, yeah, and it requires serious actions, yeah, to be taken. Yeah, GS is right when he's saying to you, yeah, when he's saying to you, these people have mental health issues. Because look, qof hagaag said, yeah, gabadh ma kufsanayo. Ma fahamteen? Waa qof wax ka sii yihiin ayaa gabadh kufsanaya. Ma fahamtay? It's not a way of me trying to justify or trying to explain or trying to make excuse for them. They are fucking sick people. Do you get it? Excuse my language. They're sick people. So what I would say is an understanding the fact that it is a heinous crime, yeah, amongst all Somalis, there should be an understanding, and then basically wixii ka soo baxaya dambigii qofka lagu xukumi lahaa, it should be done as a Somali people, not just as nations, but Somali people from Djibouti all the way down to Kismayo. Ma fahamteen? So that's what I would say.
Yeah, but guys, can we all agree if someone commits rape, they should be killed? Can we agree?
Yes, I agree.
In some cases.
I would say in some cases as well, because I'm not entirely sure what Islam says clearly on the situation. But in that situation there, where that young lady was raped and killed, then yes, 100%.
Islam says some cases. Islam does not generalize rape.
That's what I was telling you before.
Let's say she was raped but not killed.
So sometimes, the rape waxaa laga yaabaa inuu sababo dil, laakiin marar qaar maya. Mar wuxuu xukunka zinadu qaadanaa, marna dil.
Why?
Xukunka zinada.
Why? Is there a different rape? Is there a 2 different type of rape?
I try to explain this to you guys.
Absolutely. Aha, two rapes are jiro. Culamada qaar waxay dhahaan gabadha haddii markuu ninka oo markuu maxaa la dhahaye inuu rape ka sameeyo rabay hadduu hub ama weapon ama wax uu haystay uu ku cabsiyo sidii qof isbaara dhigtay camal xukunkiisa qaadana qofka isbaarada dhigtay xukunkiisa qaadanayaan waxa waaye إنما جزاء الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله ويسعون في الأرض فسادا أن يقتلوا أو يصلبوا أو gacmaha laga jari staff loo jari ama lugaha laga jari ama waa la dili cida wax ku aan gaari xaakinka ugu sareeya markaas xukunka hay laakiin hadiisan ay u handaday bis oo san wax ku dhufanin same sida zanada waaye culimada qaar waxay dhahaan mehera gabadh ula jiro laakiin wala dilaayo laakiin hadduu ama wax gabadha uu kaga cabsiyo oo extra u watay xukunka waxay qaadanaysaa dadka wadada galana ilaahay xukunada wuxuu dhahay in wadanka laga ceeriyo in la dilo lagu staff loo jaro inta waa lagu sameeyaa ku aan gaarayo xaakinka authority markaas hayo.
Always another su'aal ma ku diinay markaa. Just quick question. Waxa tiri maxaan ku raadey marka qaar waxa meher baa gali kara ma ogtay naagta ninku soo reegareeyay maxaan ku raadey ka qaaday maxaan ku raadey dumarnimada ka qaato saa u bahdilay ma garanaysaa marka tira ninkii saa ku galay waa lagu guurinayaa hadday tira ma garanaysaa leema guurinayo ninkaas marka caadi isaga tagay
no I'm talking about the money I'm talking about meher wax ka wadaa lacag laga qaadaya ninka gabadh inta lacagteeda noqon laga qaadaa meherka ma ku qasbana gabadha in la guursado ma guursanayo
meher waa ku qasb waxaan waan yaabay ogtay
maaha meherka wax ka wada aniga I'm talking about dowry I'm talking about money gabadha
marka laakiin
marka la guursanayo lacagtay dalban leedahay ka dalbanaysa
laakiin su'aal kale niyo marka ninkaasi hadduu lacag haysto kale ma garanaysaa ma is oranayo maxaa qortay horeba lacag baan ka bixiyay tan mar labaad baan sameeynaya san lacag mar labaadna lacag u bixiyo
aniga waa horta xaakimi laakiin repeated waxa ka dhashto maxaa la dilka wuu ka dhashtaa xabsi daayinka wuu ka dhashtaa culimada taqaan oo fiqiga iyo waxaas ku xil dheer aniga ma aqaan
anu ninkaasi wada socdo anu ma ogolaade taas ninkaasi wada socdo ma ogoli
والله أنا كفير أبتيو أنا كمركا مسلم سبليشن ديبني أو مسلمين نخني دينتي أنا وحول أيضا بس أنا ودرت understanding كين عوض وقلدان كرا لكن فهم كين ويران كرا لكن مرول أنا قد أنا ذي حسين أسكراعي إنه إسلام إيو أنت مسلم كا عوض إسلام كإنه the best solution يعني صح
وانقور حسن والله
أنا استأمن سنة مرول بإسلام كده the best solution ونسي قبلها أنا وإلالي مركا أنا واحد إسلام أنا ذي أقولت ويران كرتا لكن
laga yaaba inaga aqoonta yarta markaa
No, but truth seeker, this is what I was trying to do before. I was on some hidden agenda. I was trying to explain to you guys there's a difference between different degrees of rape. Dusty was making fun of me because I actually came with the concept and I wasn't following the Sharia. I just came with a common sense concept. There's a different degree of rape. I was then I was accused of, but at the end of the day, what the problem is, that in my opinion, there is a gray area that can be used by people who are not like us, who do not mean well, and that's where the problem comes from. Is that gray area, that interpretation?
You were talking about consent, though. That's different.
Don't flip it around. Don't flip it around.
That's true, though. You're talking about consent. That's different.
Well, there's no grey areas, GS. There's no grey areas. There's just misunderstanding.
There's no concern rape. There's no concern rape.
No, but what I'm saying to you guys, if it becomes you, okay, I'm not talking about the one that Khalid's talking about, that specific situation. I'm talking about rape in general, okay? If a guy rapes a girl and she doesn't have any witnesses, you can't commit killing for that. That's where the thing came from. Before these guys were arguing otherwise, now that truth seekers come, they changed the goalpost.
Cheers, laakiin haddaan daacad u hadalno maya wax yar iga haddaan daacad u hadalno hadda maya turaad haddaan si daacad u hadalno arrinta hadda uu turaad noo sheegay xal ma noo noqon kartaa Soomaali haddaan nahay dhibka maanta na haysta gabadh baa la kufsaday yaa gabadhii la kufsadaa waxaa la leeyahay ninkii lacag yar ha bixiyo meherkeeda ha bixiyo ama 100
ina saamu oran ka tahay
ina saamu ku dhiniyo ninka asoo naa qaba gabadha kufsado wala dilaa asoo naa qaba
hadda ugu celinaya
Dalmar, well, don't try and confuse stuff. Well, he clearly said, if the man is married, he will be killed. Is that what you said, Truth Seeker?
No. He said what he said was. If
it's violence, involved, if he threatened her life, if he threatened her life,
clarification u baahanay. May clarification ba u baahanay.
Really, Truth Seeker,
Tusraad wiil dhalinyaro ah oo weligiis guursanin ayaa gabadh xoogay wax huba mu isticmaalin. Wiilkaas maxaa maraya?
والله انت انا كقانو بقولك جدا لفنا gabadha meherka waa loo qaadaa
okay hal ma noo tahay taas marka in 100 yar oo lagu dhufto qofka hal ma noo tahay waa maya
ul caadi ma aha dalmaro ul caadi
ma wuxuu yimid kan hadlayna
oo lagu dhufanaya saytaan ku tusi kara iyadoo video waa jirta
may
inanki sayriyo harta
وش sharcigu sheegtaa la isticmaala walaal
hade wax yar waay ul yar baa lagu dhufanaya dag ko laba saddex video waan ku tusi karaa Soomaalida ma xal
ninki magaciisa maxaa ninki sayri inanki ma kaday magaciisa maxaa
truth
waxaana lahaayay dalmaro wax ku fahansiin kara ma halkan waa muxaadarooyin laga sameeyay waa noqon kartaa dib u dhageysan kartaa laakiin maxaa lahaayay waa ku soo sharxay waxa ka soo bilaabay in la dilay in gacmaha istaaf loo jari karo in wadanka laga ceeran karo in xabsi la dhigi karo all that
There's he's right. There's many different rulings. Depends on the scenario.
Point laakiin inuu gray area meesha tahay oo hadda qof dhalinyar ah oo hore u soo guursanin maxna wax huba isticmaalin gabadhii xoogay oo kaliya suurtagal waxa in qofkaasi la yiraahdo meher bixi ama ul lagu dhuftaa suurtagal taana
why the weakest also qaatay why don't take about solution ka fiican laakiin
أنا وقت شوية بيرس ولا ضل waxaas waxa la maqantaa premeditation premeditation way soo baxaysaa walaal wax walba way soo baxaysaa walaal qofka maxkamadda la saaraya wax situation easy ha ka dhigin waxan in la iska oranayo inanta meerkayga iska bixin bruv waxan waa wax there's process and procedures cilmiga inaku ma hayno all those processes and procedures what you're trying to do is you're trying to fight those processes and procedures without even understanding them dalmar so you're offside for that my brother
aniga waan akhriyay ab waan akhriyay saha oran walaalo adiga iska hadal naftaada ka hadal anigu waan akhriyay sidoo walaalkay dhigaya dhigan halna nooma aha Soomaali hadaan nahay
waad akhriday
yes way ku qoran tahay travel oo waxay ku qoran tahay buugga la yiraahdo shariicada oo imaamka qoray ku qoran tahay in la karbaashayo ilmaha
imaamka qoray
travel waan ku soo diri karaa linkiga daar u baahan tahay iyadoo linkan kusoo diraya
wallahi Dalmar, I wouldn't trust any knowledge that you're trying to share, my brother. You get me? I know
it's up to
I
you.
wouldn't trust anything you share, wallahi. You get me?
It's up to you.
Let me say this. Aniga waxa la karabaa Dalmar ma kala murmayna waxyaalaha issue oo inside
muru miyuu ga jeedaa isagu diinta ayuu doonaa inuu ka murmo Dalmar shaqadiis waa intaa
absolutely ha meesha uu socdaa fahmade
guys give me a second
Dalmar wax yaraan tusaa Dalmar solution mu aragtaa diinta islaamka
arrintii nimayo meel kale la aadeen aniga waxaan dhahay xal baan ka hadlaynaa
listen brothers I don't want to go to religion
waxaan aniga comment gareeyay sida kala adi isleedahay ka hadal dadka kala balance of see ha ka murmin waxyaaleen hoosta
aniga boontigayga dhibti walaalo xalka waxaa iri arrintaas xal nooma aha iri Soomaali hadaan nahay xaaladda maanta aan ku sugannahay waxaan u baahanahay sharci adag oo dadka wax kufsada wax lagu mataqaanaa si ay ka cabsanayaan baan u baahanahay laakiin ul yar kama cabsanayaan
debatekeeda wax ku soo bilaabay wadamada ugu fiican ee say ku dhaqmeen ku dhaqanno noo sheeg wadamada tibiska raaceena ma ka hadlaysid
I think mid yar baan ku soo yardarsanaya nadaraya 1 second yeah
why are you guys entertaining this problem? You said we have the highest rate in our country. Why is anyone even listening to it?
Make one, say that again. Say that again, bro.
Well, this brother's testing the truth. He's lying. He even said he had highest rate in Somalia. Why are we listening to him?
I think you need to go out, man. No one can hear you, bro. Come in and come back out.
Okay, inta soo noqonay inta soo noqonay Dalmar waxba ku yar ornay moogtay Dalmar marka laga hadlayo marka laga hadlayo maganaysa diinta waa soo hadal qaada waxa tala diinta saamaha moogtay marka lagu yiraahdo solution kan any other solution maganaysa waxa solution ma keenin marka lagu yiraahdo maganaysa maxaa diinta ma ogashay in lagu dhaqmo waxa oranaysa ta laga ma hadlahayn oo waad maxaa dib aad uga boodaysaa waxa oranaysa maxaa qaaday lagu noqdo topic lagu noqdo marka wallahi politician baad ku fiicnaado moogtay because you evade the question a lot والله politician yeah
Wait, sorry,
can I ask a question? When people are judging someone, why do you always jump up on talk?
No, because they're being unfair.
What do you mean they're being? They're asking the man a question.
Do you know why?
No, isaga su'aal baa la weydiiyay laba jeer baa su'aal weydiiyay moogtay labada jeer buu xidhi topic dib ha loogu noqdo because he didn't want to answer the question moogtay laakiin marka diinta when the religion is getting criticized he's the first to criticize ma fahantay marka lagu yiraahdo mar ku dhaqma wallahi you the first dawla han yar dhamaysto awaad ugu jawaabi doontaa waxaan ka wada garaysaa marka diinta when the religion is getting criticized you're the first to criticize and you're the first to talk about it ma fahantay marka lagu yiraahdo magaraysaa okay ma xaq raada any other solution ma haysaa magaraysaa like wadanka kale ku dhaqanaa ma fahantay wadanka waxa raada sharciga ku dhaqanaa sharciga ma keenin marka lagu yiraahdo magaraysaa daba diinta ku dhaqmaysaa waxa oranaysaa waxaan ku raaday may topic dib ha lagu noqdo marka you afraid the question waxa raada all the time ma fahantay marka ama la kaalay maxaa ku raday any solution waad la timid horta taa kuma diidani solution waad la timid ma fahantay laakiin sharciga lagu dhaqmaya maxaa ku raday aad leedahay maxaa ku raday in be specific ma fahantay sharciga lagu dhaqmaya muxuu ahaa marka sharciga nooma sheegina
horta waad maqlayseen Khalid Caawa wuxuu yiri arrintan lagama hadlay yiri dhowr jeer aniga si toos oo ila hadlay soo ma garanaysaa
I have no problem laakiin any other solution ba sheegay any other sharci
maya saas ani xal baan keenay xal baan idin keenay saddex xal baan idin keenay waxaa iri sharci waxaan dejisan karnaa kufsiga ku saabsan intaan ka fariisano yaan qodob u dejisan karnaa soo ma garanaysaa saddex xal oo kalaan keenay oo ka baxsan adinku diinta islaamka aad keenteen shariicadii soo ma okay is a good point ha lagu daro soo ma garanaysid truth seeker wuxuu yiri statistics hal isticmaala adduunka hal eego wadamada say yihiin aan fiirino is another point ha laga sii socdo anaga waxaan raadinayno fiiri in la iska qabsado oo kana waxaan iyo waa laga fiican yahay hal baan raadinayna halka hala badno
no problem with that I have no problem with that exactly ma kadari
yeah GS wuxuu keenay mental health buu keenay wuxuu yiri mental health yes it's a good point aan ka sii socono dhalinyarada kale aan sii wareysano
والله شيء عاملنا waxay tiri education education maybe waxa laga hadlo in waalidiinta la baro in dadka la wacdi geliyo in awareness la sameeyo in dadka dhalinyarada meel la keeno in awareness la sameeyo in sharciyo la soo dejiyo that's it Maykon do you got something to say my bro is your mic working Maykon صحيح كان أقرأ I think ماشي بقى حماتي go ahead AB قراءة مسوية but it والله at the end of the day والله dad baan daawanaya egos nama fiicna.
Yeah, I agree.
rag badana maantana I beg you isku eega dhammaanteen Hussein, GH, dad badan. Labadina I'm using all of you as an example. والله don't let your egos get to you, my brothers. And that's maanta waxaa anigu ku cad rag badan oo egos waa meesha la imid. I want to be the loudest, I want to be the smartest, I want to challenge people. It's not about the hableena. At the end of the day, waddankan dhibaato dhibana haysata. I respect you guys and even the people in the chat. Sorry. When we're talking about issues like this, I beg you, leave your egos at home. Leave your egos at home. Forget I need to challenge people. I want to be the smartest. It doesn't cut the grade. And Mountain, I hope you guys in the dip school egg time, dip school for Satan. I swear short on the mountain. Ninkeli Malhala, the mountain Manila Hadley. Hello, make one, Saga Lopti.
Yeah, bro, yeah. ماشي waxa ka socda caawa wala haystaa man.
It's not even that. But more than open mic Sunday. I'm not interested. It's not speakers who every day debate Mahab, my brothers. We're not here to debate each other all the time.
Yeah, no,
we're not here to debate someone. And that's the problem. They're playing no topic for the topic. Go ahead, sorry, Maker.
The topic we're talking about, bro, nowhere in the world have they found a solution for. And I think it's a topic like murder. It will continue as long as mankind exists. But obviously, we can have how that we can enforce or laws that to protect young girls and women. Okay, but there's no way to how that fully stop it. And some brothers are taking digs at Islam and saying, "Oh, Islam is to blame for it," or Somalia has the highest rate of rape in the world, which is a lie as well. So at least if you're gonna debate something that affects women, I think everyone on here is just basically arguing for the sake of arguing. They have no solutions. Some are taking digs at Islam, other ones are taking digs at the Somali culture, but no one actually said or brought forth any solutions to what the issue is.
I think the problem is, Macon, we did bring solutions in, but we got egotistical maniacs.
Yeah.
Like Somali speakers, Sagalefam, man, fuck them. I'm not gonna lie to you. All they want to do is just sit here talk. I don't know if they got friends in their social lives, if they're just here, I don't know. They see us in speakers corner where they just want to debate. And that's the thing. Well, when I'm doing topics and there's topics, when you see open mic, do what the fuck you guys want to do. Educate some other go. But when you see a topic, I'm not sitting here wasting my time here. Again, I'm not saying this, and I'm gonna remind you, I'm gonna drill it in your fucking heads here. Your moms, your sisters, your daughters, and this is not a place for egos. Let me see you guys do that again. I'll fucking kick you off the thing and never come on my platform again. And that goes for every single brother and sister that comes on Somali speakers. Any brother and sister that's listening from now on. When you see a topic, I'm not here to talk about this. Religion, I don't understand. Go to a place. Go to one of these dawah channels. Go to one of these other platforms. When you see a Somali topic up in there, and you come with your bullshit egos, I'm talking to Hussein, I'm talking to fucking GH, Damal, Nomad, and I'm talking to all these guys, Mountain, Cook Up Tape. Yeah? Don't even, it's not even me, because we all clearly see what you guys did today, innit?
Yeah, stop the finger
Sometimes
pointing.
I know. So sometimes what it is, I know you're on YouTube, panels, it gets over your heads. But next time, my brothers, let's learn to drop our egos at home. Because when we're talking about serious subjects, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to or not here to open a stream for you guys to
Khalid, I have a serious solution, bro. If you let me learn, please, I have a serious solution.
I'm taking my
okay. All right, thanks, bro. Okay, so do you remember there was a rumor, or I'm not sure if it, how true this was, but Gaddafi would actually pay a sum of monies, to newly married couples, and he would give them the investments and in terms of housing and whatnot, he would give them the money to buy a house, etc., stuff like that. That's what it boils down to. Initiative. wuxuu baahan yahay jirkiisa iyo deedaya malaha maskaxdiisu ku xanuunsanaya laakiin waxan finish waxan oo dhan guurkii ay ku imanaysaa guurkii waana loo fududeeyaa guurkii waana loo fududeeyaa. That's what I would say. That is one solution. Education is the second one. Do you understand? We have to learn to respect each other. Do you understand? And respect and understand each other and how our body works. Do you understand? How the body of a female works and how the body of a male works. You understand? Because some brothers don't know how to communicate with sisters, unfortunately. You get it? And they get constantly rejected. You get it? So like, do you know what I mean? And then it leads to mental health. Do you get it? So we need education on that and the medication for that as well. Do you get it? So that's me landing there.
Yeah, you made
AB brother. Go ahead, Michael.
You made some valid points, but I don't think it's anything to do with education or marriage, bro. Rape, for the most part, it's not even about the pleasure, bro. It's about the dominance. If you actually read up on it and see what it's about, so it's basically a guy knows that he basically can do what he's doing. So it's nothing to do with rape, because rape men.
It's psychology,
yes,
in it. Well,
yes.
that's what I'm saying. It's an illness in it. So we need a remedy for that. We need a remedy for that.
Yes, it's an illness, it's an urge, basically. It's like a drag addict. But it's not education, because there's professors, there's like scientists. It doesn't have a class, or it's not based on intellect. Because America, for example, has one of the highest rates of sexual assault and rapes, fam. So no one talks about rape. Only something people in third world countries participate in. Okay, I don't feel like a lot of this new rape crisis that's happening in Somalia. I don't know what's going on over there, but the lack of I think government is causing it for the most part. I don't feel. Look at South Africa; they have government and they're having a pandemic with HIV and everything else. Same. So it's not just Somalia clear; it's everywhere in the world, and we need a solution. I think we need a deterrent. So serious consequences, man. Castration and all of these things. That's what I believe,
Yes. Yes, brother. Like after Somalia,
castration is good.
So we have to, Somalia, they understand force. So we have to bring force and bring a deterrent.
Bro, all humans understand power dynamics, bro. So I had the link
but
when he sees a guy,
we need to bring a
deterrent. But the thing is, Macon, you know, this is Somali speakers, Lamanta, Somali Banhi. Like,
100%, bro.
Yeah, so it's always good to, like, okay, America, Sudan, Japan.
No, but
not from there. What the can I say?
Okay, I know how can niman kan maaragtay wax kasto xun anakana no wareejinayaan, like it's not a pandemic everywhere else and intaas ka soo jeeda, and they use them.
I know that, but then again, we're not here to concentrate nowhere else. This is the thing.
I understand.
Maybe you need to realize is so it affects us,
100%.
The other day when it happened to Hamdi, Melbay Hanumi. When it happened to Ubah, Melbana Hanum Masobo.
100%, bro.
And it needs to be one of them things. We need to look at it from our lenses. What then Kenna, Duggan Kenna, Dean Tenner, and like I say, brothers, solutions. Positivity. We need to think, okay, like you're saying, Maikon, I'm fully with you. I think castration would be a way forward.
100%. I was actually thinking of that.
Well, I basha like a cheho. Let them stay around after they make a box then habit could have stopped.
That's mental, Khalid. Afterwards, markii boxsadaan ku dhufo.
Habit could have stopped right in the, in between the eyeballs.
No, you may as well do that before you castrate him. That you either castrate him or you shoot him.
Bro,
I
believe we should mark them, we should mark them with castration. That's even more shameful than them dying. Imagine and then, as a rapist, we should put a name on them.
And plus, you will never do it again. Make one is a good solution. Like I think victim-ka dhibka gaaraya in aad looga aaro. Okay, castration had dhacay ninkii waa daweystay wuu nool yahay. Bulshadii okay, waa bogsaday. Bulshadii lagu celiyay. 100 qof kale qabtay castration ku sameeyay. Ninkii waa nool yahay. Wixii waa lagu sameeyay. Cududna waa lagu beeray. Banaankan freedom waa la siiyay. Marka castration ka dhib kala soo ka dhalnay after
markii la castrate gareeyay ma kacsan kare muxuu qabana what is he going to do
some of these people they use pipes and other weapons to rape as well.
lacag ku bixin karaa wuxuu sameyn karaa maxaa la dhahaye waxaan la dhahayo kaleeto sadist noqon karaa wuu daawan karaa
masochist, yeah. I'm saying actually
الشباب بو كبير كراتورو الشباب بو كبير ونقرحنا
دال مرادي
mid kale aan ku yar darayna adaro mid kale aan ku daray maanta waxaan ka hadlaynay mad garanaysa hada waxaan ka hadlaynay rag waxaan ku sameeynayo maxaa ku raday si looga argo si dumarka loogu argoyn lahaa laakiin marqato kameen hadal maxaa ku raday dumarkii waxa lagu sameeyay wixii loo sameyn lahaa moogtay iyaga laftirkooda moogtay dumarkii waxa lagu sameeyay si la caawinaya sidee maxaa ku raday noloshooda looga dhigaya maxaa ku raday like unaffected as though this never happened because maxaa ku raday she didn't choose to so kale حتى يجينا محل دمكينا محل وسمينا مركا يجينا.
Well, I think they need they need a place where they can go and they need to speak about their experiences. And, you know what I mean? That's how you get over it. You need to talk about it. They don't need to be shamed. Okay, like that brother earlier was saying, like if a sister gets raped, like some people say I'm not gonna marry that person. But what has these taboos, like you need to they need to get rid of it. You know what I mean? For like for example, all women for the most part go through some form of sexual assault. You know what I mean, in their lifetime. So obviously we need to get other women involved, and they need to have an area where they can discuss their issues. And then the monkey hands the men and need to be dealt with properly, so they see. You know, when justice has been done for them, they in a way it helps them because they overcome that period, that darkness. You understand? They might not feel comfortable around other men and whatnot, but at least they know that individual has been dealt with, and that's good when you get justice. Mokte.
What about what Sister Amina wrote right now?
I 100% agree.
Invest in our women's support, survival, the protection, teaching context from young age. Okay, with an Islamic approach, don't victimize and shame. Okay, that's 100.
Yes,
These are things. These are things.
Yeah.
And especially today, I'm kind of upset. There's a lot of sisters in the panel, and my brothers, because of you man's egos and certain they're celebrities.
Yeah, I think you should you should put the guys down and let some sisters up so they can talk and they say their part amongst themselves. Maybe you can.
I'm gonna start. You know what it is? I'm starting to clock here. We've got some egotistical bastards that are mentioning Galena. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut their voices in it. That's all I'm gonna start doing, bro.
Yeah. So they feel comfortable. Let them say what they have to say, and obviously the brothers can. Because a man, unless he's been raped, doesn't know what rape feels like.
And he doesn't empathize.
Yeah, 100%.
We don't empathize. We don't empathize.
Maybe we're family.
I had a recent conversation with one of the sisters in the speaker's corner. She told me, Khalid, imagine walking out your house and every day, every single guy, you're doing into car tagger. That's what women go through. Things that we don't think about. How many times dog will spoil your Kale, and I was like, raw. I've actually never thought of that. You get me?
Yeah.
And I think more sisters really. I need to see a forum where Somali sisters. If you guys want a space once a week, please come through.
Even Howard jump on if they want like 2.
Khalido.
If they want to come on.
Khalido, actually, I agree.
We go down we get on.
Actually, that was a good point. Khalido, that was a really good point. I did once a week also in panel for them. So they can talk about their if they don't feel comfortable because if they don't feel comfortable in like one night just for the women and how they so they can make proposals and like of course teach us and we should be learning from them
I even told Khalid this, like I remember in Hangout we were talking about this and I said we should do something for the sisters. They come up and they say what they need to, because every time like I had a lot only men like voice their opinion. We don't know what the women feel because we cannot understand
maybe
each
they can enlighten us as well and teach us. Like
100%.
I say, Thursday night soccer, I'll make it ladies' night. If the sisters are willing to jump on and have their voice, speak about their issues, well, I'm there for you sisters as well, because Somali speakers is all of us. We're all in it together. Adero, auntie, uncle, Khayarka, Wayne, Dipshirka, Kacham, Adu Kuchira, Lamiga Kuchira. Every single one of you's got a voice on this channel.
Khaalidow waxaan ku la maqantaa Khaalidow odaydana soo gali odayada hal educate gareeyo habluhu ha u sheegaan odayada ha u dhageystaan wax jigare taas mushkilada because it's a taboo it's a taboo this subject here ceeb weeyaan ka hadlayna ka tahay waxyaabaha masaajidka no let me finish. I know it's not ceeb. Yeah, what I'm saying is masaajidada loo baahan yahay waxyaabaha laga sheegay khudbadaha on a Friday and explain this to the brothers jigare. Yeah, we need to educate the brothers, you get me, and tell them what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody's got a sister or a female relative. Do you understand?
But everyone hoya ke imagine. So even like with me, AB, you know I ain't got no sisters in it, but I've got cousins. I love na haristo hoya bashi. Yeah, he saw for it. Umar bana saw for it. No matter what
I truly believe it. The way men think, they're not and you have a sister or I have a hoyo. They fear other guys. So if other guys take a stand, and that's how they fall in line as well. Men, I have a sister. I'm so honest. So these men don't care. They have sister. For example, there's pedophiles. They have kids, and they still do what they do. Okay.
Those are the
And
sick
one other
ones,
thing,
I believe.
meek waan qofka waa la educate garayn karaa hadda ka horaa waxaa waa ninaa rasuulku umaada wuxuu dhahay in waxaa rabaa aniga permission la ii siiyo zinada okay u dhahay kaal waa lagu siinaa u dhahay laakiin soo fadhiisa hooyada in loo zina lagu sameeyo ma rabtaa maya u dhahay gabadhaadana maya eedada maya habarta maya wuxuu dhahay gabdhaho dhan qof bay unba habartiis tahay ama hooyadii tahay ama walaalkii tahay rasuulka alla wuxuu dhahay iga duceey marka ilaahay inuu waxaan qalbiga ka tirtiro marka mar qaar approach good approach waa la qaadan karaa ayadoon violence iyo qofka marka waxaa leeyahay asoo ilmo dhalay haddana mar qaar ma wacyigelsano oo he's not awake fahmi
Yeah.
And one other thing
Yeah, I agree with the system, man. But I don't think boxing would work for you. But I think you should carry a spray and
one other thing.
Yeah, but boxing, no, don't do that unless the guy is like some next beta male. You're not gonna beat him in a fight unless you're MMA trained. Markers were different.
Yeah, waxaa jiro bahal yar oo waxaa jira
the key ring Somali.
Taabanaya yes, siren qaylinaya.
Rape alarm. Wala kala jiidaya dhinaca kale waa kala turaysaa. And then the person has to go find the other part of it in order to stop the alarm, so they're going to run away automatically.
I had the theory like different societies, like rape, for example, works different. Had the Somali, like for example, gabat meres kamares ala kapsanaya muktay for them. But Europe, for example, most women they know they're rapists, bro. It's guys they feel comfortable around. It's guys they feel some type of way about. It's not an ugly, random, creepy guy from the street. It's the guys they feel comfortable enough, so they meet them at their houses or in their cars or whatever. So different societies rape, like India, you get raped on a bus stop. Somali, you get kidnapped going to Suq Adia. But UK is the guy you know. Like you go to his house and that's what he does. In America, that's where most of these things happen. That's different scenarios.
Neersiyaasha hadda markay dadka la tababarayo ardayda waxaa fiicnaan lahayd dhanka psychology-ga maxaa la dhahaa therapy-ga CBT therapy-ga in la baro si gabdhaha victim-ka ah loo caawiyo dhibaato badan ku dhacda reebku maaha wax markaas kaliya ku eg maaha waa wax qofkii raacaya weeyaan maskaxdiisa
yeah 100%
effect ku sameynaya marka inaan helno xataa inaan u diyaar garowna fiican arday loo tababaray waxaan oo CBT-ga siinaya therapy-ga siinaya caawinaya gabdhihii encouragement ku siinaya waxay afar badan loo baahan yahay
but I think in that field I think it should be other women that fill that role they should be like a institutions and places they can feel safe and they can meet people that went through similar experiences and they can talk about it and then obviously the instead of teaching pointless things at school, young boys should be taught about consent or all of these other things and I don't think there's a way where you can experience what women feel because I don't think that's possible. But if men could experience how they feel, for example, being catcalled and not feeling comfortable to leave their house at night, but I don't think that's possible. You can't walk in others' shoes that you don't understand.
And by the way, لكن هذا محقق واحد كهذا المقرصة محقق هذا والدين تاني حسن كهذا الوقت لكن والله وفرقت ناس محقق هذا يمكن شغال إنك هنا صارت الوقت because I think the youngest one in here is no less than 25 ما فهمتي so مركا يمكن إنك عيال ده لنا ما فهمتي عيال كان the next generation مركا عيال كان إنه سينو سكرين نبي نقول ما فهمتي because إنك يمكن نقول حرتين because the next generation إنك ده لنا ما فهمتي مركا إنه سين هو والد كان إنه رقم يشتري إنه عيال كان هو رقم نما وين وش رقم محقق هذا إن واحد محقق هذا waxaasi waa qalad maxaa ku raday inaan ulama dhaqma gartid maxaa ku raday in xaq ugu leedahay inaan ku leedahay iyo meeshii maxaa ku raday the society meeshii kaga jiraan dumarku ma fahamtay and how high it is ma fahamtay laga dhaadhicin
wallahi none of us hooyooyinkeen man gudin gabar xumee taas been bro wallahi way you saying hada mogtay qof way isku dhahay Soomaali dumar xumee mogta ma jirto
ما دمر حمامة هولا ماشي دمر حمامة كم وضع واحد كوضع إن كله هذا الله محك رضاي رجع بقص إن ماذا نيم كرنا سا واحد غير ده عيش ركلا محك رضاي إن محك رضاي واحد دونا سمين كرنا وكلا ما فهمت وأنا رجع عيب راعين لكن وين تصنع محك رجع عيب مرة عيس لكن دمر كعيب راعي ها دمر كعيب راعي سوى دمر كاني ما فهمت مرة دمر كاني محك رضاي إن ها مرة دمر كان محك رضاي عيب واحد كورة عيسى بقص عيب واحد كورة عيسى أنا بعد عيب واحد كورة عيسى ولا شيء هذه القصة عيبت هذه كورة عصتها weli gaay allaha dumarka maxaa ku raday meel fiican maxaa ku raday meel dheer dhig ma fahantay marka inagu waan inoo sheegnaa maxaa ku raday ciyalkeena inaan ka dhaadhicino maxaa ku raday maxaa ku raday the value of our women and maxaa ku raday how what they mean to us ma fahantay because I think the job is on us now as well because everybody's no less than 25 year old or almost over 30 ma fahantay
100%.
I've got a point.
Well, like I say, it sounds simple but in theory or in practice, it's hard. I mean, it sounds simple.
It is hard, wallahi.
It is hard. The theory, like countries that have been stable for years can't even enforce this. And how are we supposed to do that? That's the question. This way, team maybe we're safe, but people can't be trusted.
Yeah. Guys, what about the boys that get raped?
Of course, all the matter allowed Haristo.
Yeah, like the boys that get raped. So, because we talked about the sisters getting raped, there are boys that are getting raped in our country, and there's a gigantic taboo. Just give me 1 second, Muhammad. I actually think, you know, like these kids that are also raping other people. It's like a cycle. So like when we have young men that are getting raped, and it's a bigger taboo when boys get raped than when girls get raped. I'm being honest with you guys.
Yeah, because why, bro? Nina did rape. I would commit suicide.
That's extreme, bro, man.
No, it's not extreme, bro.
It is, man.
I've got an idea. It's one of the brothers. I think they text me and they told me, what about a GoFundMe for these victims? Somewhere like a center.
Well, that's a good idea.
I think we should.
Whoever wants to set that up and give me a GoFundMe link and set this up, and we could do something like that, like, you know. I don't know, Sister Alma, what you sisters thinking? Something like a GoFundMe. So, you know what, can we do something justice, like, for Somali speakers, like GoFundMe, and actually make a center in the middle of somewhere, a couple of centers in Hargeisa, also Bur'a, or Mogadishu, where we actually sponsor and these victims will come in and support these victims.
Bro, you know what? Can I just interject?
We need it.
Sorry, guys, can I just interject? So, Khalid's idea is brilliant, yeah. And then what I would add to that is, like, you start off with a pilot. So with the GoFundMe, the money's from that, yeah. You start off with a pilot in one location, and then you get it, yeah. So you might want to start off with something simple, like maybe just rape alarms and some basic education and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And take it from there.
Yeah, the idea is good, but I think we need to fund it ourselves, because from what I've seen from the UN, they were bro.
Yes. Something that, yes, we can fund ourselves and we do ourselves. Not
they will use you at their little get together. Look what we're doing over there. We're helping this. We're doing that. These savages, even though they have the same issues.
I hear you. No, I hear you. But at the same time, like Tasa no good at the moment, because inaki markan go fund me gan samay and like til Aurorio, yeah. Mesha kali la furo, mesha labadi saddexadi afarad. دولتي Somalia hold on دولتي Somalia Somaliland ما hayso awoodii inay waxan ku furaan. So I would rather sort out the problem, yeah, because it's a heinous crime, rather than look at the politics of the United Nations for now. Do you get it? There's a bigger evil on the table. Do you get it?
Mavericks being extremists. Why does it give them guns?
Just talking nonsense.
haddaad tiraahdo hadda UN tahay caawiso kuma aaminayaan Soomaalida been hore lagu arkay khiyaamo badan hore lagu arkay cid ku aaminaysa ma jirto laakiin haddii la helo
negativity ma loo baahni wala wax loo baahan yahay qof Khalid calling out to the listeners
waan soo wadaa hadda ma yara sugti walaalo degdeg badanidina nimayo waxaan ku haddaad tiraahdo toos aan u sameeyno waa laga hor imaanaya adduunku kuma aaminsana khiyaamo badan been badan baan ku arkay laakiin haddii la helo urur wax bilaabay shaqo qabanaya wax sameynaya markii la arko waa lagu caawin markaas
hadii in la helo America iyo UN completely shaq
maya hadda la Soomaalidan ku iri dad badan oo ku walaalo makanin adigu waa iska difaacaysan Soomaaliya laakiin Soomaali badan waxaa jirta ururo intay sameysteen ku been abuurtay waxba qabanin lacagti cunay come on
waxaas way dhacdaa it's true.
They're thieves themselves, man. Thief laga xado wax iyaga waa naga xadaan. The fuck?
Marka hore ururkeena anaka bilaabna waa moogtahay.
I agree with Khalid. Waxaan waa iska hadal, but ourselves waa inaan sameynaa dadka is caawiyo ilaaha caawiyo. Hadda maanta dhan dhahaysi qof i caawi nothing is going to change my brother. That's why I'm against aid and all these other things.
Haddii anaga aan bilaawno dhalinyaradu ay wax bilaabaan tusaale hadda fiiri lacag yar hadda helno oo alarmkaas yarka aan gado qaali maaha alarmkaas wax yar weeyaan alarmkaas aan qaybino center yar aan samaysano wax anagoo wadna hadii lagu arko dadku waa lagu caawinay hay'aduhu waa lagu caawinay
hadii genuine wallahi no problem waqti they're genuine, and but we need to start the work
Like in
ourselves.
Firia. Yeah, but make one. We have to start with the basics. We have to make the law stronger. We can't let people pay blood money to get off rape and murder. We have to. That's what we have to start off with, the basics. Then we can talk about this other stuff.
Yeah. No, but that pays up. I don't think. I think rape. I think rape should not be. There should not be blood money on rape or has well. I think some people take them like they got them. I can understand that. Okay.
No. Ita kufsiga way qataan.
I know, but I'm saying that kufsi shouldn't be up for debate. For example, هذا العقب يصير غيرك ويديدي كلام مقطع. That should kufsiga أنا قبل ويديدي كلام مقطع.
It just depends on the woman, the family. Yeah.
I think all the family laga saaro equation.
Laakiin marka ugu badan family lacagta bay qaadanayaan te.
Nimanka qaata lacagta.
nin walba afku buuxsanaya. weliba waxay sii dilayaan dumarkii baa la kufsanaya raggii baa lacagtii cunaya. That's the problem wallahi that's the saddest part.
waxaasna hala joojiyaa ka wada hala joojiyo.
I think xeerta Islamic ma maaha anyways, xeertaan dhigano annaga like rayno isku qabiilana lacagta yareeya all of this nonsense. I think we need to go past that. That's not even Islamic. The blood money go Somali culture down to the T. Get
Mahwin, we just had our fellow brothers that was telling us that's a viable thing that you could do within the Sharia.
Xeerta bro, dadka even study garay Somali, some customs Somali practice Islamic ma.
I agree with you.
Islamically, I believe qofka haduu guilty they're guilty. Okay. So even if the family forgives you or takes blood money, if you're a rapist, you should go to jail. If you're a murderer, you're on death penalty. That's what I believe. If you rape a child, you deserve
the government needs to make one. The government has to enforce it. They can't let that happen.
Yeah, they have to. But
most of the time,
it's the question.
No. Make one. You know, in Mogadishu, in the prisons, if the family settles the dispute, they let the person out. We can't let that happen.
The law needs to become blind, bro. That's what I truly believe.
qof baa qof dilaya ya qabiilkii baa heshiinaya qofkii soo daaya la dhihi waa la soo dayni marka dawlad adag ayaa loo baahan
But realistically, that doesn't actually end because reerkii waxa taliya markii qof kale laga dilo waa la isku imaanaya waxa la dhahaa anigaba kana iga dishay. So mogtay, that's how it works, bro. It's not like in qofkii la daayay.
way soconay wixii marka waxaa fiican dawlad adag in la helo.
Yep, sharciga inaad adkeeyo.
I agree with Mohammed on this one, 100%.
Yeah.
How to be consistent all night with this case. We need to punish these
that's
people.
The basics.
People need to fear the law of the land. And that's where all this mess is coming up, because there's a disconnect between there's a big gray area that no one's talking about, which is infusing these people to get away with stuff that they shouldn't be getting away with.
kufsiga wallahi ceeb waa moogtahay. We have to send a strong message ina qofka la dilo waa moogtahay hadaa lagu xukumo.
And you know what's even worse?
Xabsiga 20 years xabsi is not enough wallahi.
And you know what's even worse? When young boys get raped, that's even worse, because as like what Mahmoud just said, it's better that you just die. Like that's the mentality that we have in our country. And those young boys, they're the ones that become drug addicts. They're the ones that become the rapists in the future. Because most pedophiles have been raped as a kid. It's like a cycle. If you don't deal with that, continue with the cycle.
You know, the soldier that raped the boy, he was arrested and executed.
That's correct, man. I have no problem with that.
In Mogadishu, one of the soldiers, he raped a boy and they executed him.
The soldier.
Everyone.
waxaan ka sii jeclaan lahaa
kuwa Afrikaanka abo hago. The soldier was one of these African
soldiers in Somalia. nin Somali
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, dawladdu shaqeeyaa. Will yariisu kufsaday like 7 years old.
waxaan ka jeclaan lahaa weliba qofka dadka wax kufsada in la ceebaysto TV-ga la soo fariisiyo meel kasta laga ceebaysto TV-ga la keeno la wajigooda lagu qabto way ka cabsan lahayn dhalinyarada mugta.
Come on warunta
wallahi run wallahi xarigina lagu xiro oo magaalada gaari lagu wareejiyo.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Channel walba la keeno
with castration laga jaro.
I have a really good idea. I have a really good idea, guys. What do you guys think of like giving the girl anonymity, like making sure that people can't talk about the girl. So what happens in our community is when the girl's raped, everyone knows who that girl is. In the West, you can't talk about it unless you're in the court and you're in the system. You can't talk about that girl outside, so her identity is kept separate.
Yeah, it's good way then. Arrin fiican waayo oo adkeynaysa gabadha. Yeah. Qofkii wax ka sheega waxa qabanaysa sharciga qabanaya ha. Qofkii wax ka sheega gabadhaas caaya.
What's your opinion on that, Khalid?
I think that's bull. I think that will never work because you know Somali bunny. Allah hablaya Allah hoge. Everyone already knows.
Wala sheekaysta wala.
Wala sheekaysta wala. It's like it's all. I don't know if I don't think that's gonna work.
In the short term, you're probably right, but in the long term, it can create a culture where people are scared of saying that out loud. Do you get it? In the short term, I agree with you, but in 20 years' time, when people that becomes the culture because it becomes embedded. Then 20 years later, that will not be the case because people will be afraid of it because you get sued or you get like punishment or you have to pay some money. You get where I'm coming from? Let's make it more like.
Yeah, I'm with you, GH. I'm with any solution. Basically, I just don't care. Yeah, as long as it's heinous crime, whether I don't care what qabil, where it is, as long as it stops. I don't care what we implement. I don't care what we're doing. As long as I'm happy. That's all I'm saying. On that note, yeah, I think like that's about. I think we've wrapped up the conversation. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna be we've got an interesting topic tomorrow. And yeah, that's it, man. You guys stay on if you want to stay on. And yo, big up everyone in the
chat. You afterwards, please.
Yeah. Well, big up everyone in the chat. Thank you for coming in. Big up everyone that came in through the panel. Big up my sister Armina. Thank you very much, sister. Your input was so beautiful. And thank you for everyone in the chat. And yeah, share, like, and subscribe. Please share, like, and subscribe. And yeah, see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. SS wa nagi wa yagi. Then in a family donan. And then in a baron donan. That Somali channel that says it with his chest.